starring the one and only Nomad.
Yo, No Maniacs. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is to you this time of the day. Hey, welcome to day 2 of the 2024 NFL draft, Chicago Bears draft, man. Hey, we came here to party, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Did we do a little bit too much partying last night? Hell, I don't know, man.
Yes.
We probably did. We probably did, man. So, hey, man, look, we're blessed beyond measure around here, you guys, man. Right away, we got one of your super duper favorites, man. One of my guys, man. I really appreciate this guy. I mean, to no end, man. But I'm gonna give him a hell of a serenade before he comes in here, man, because I really do appreciate what he does. He's one of the reasons I don't do all 22, and he does it better than I could do it. So I do appreciate that guy, man. I really do, and he knows it though. But let's give him his intro, man. Let's bring him in here the right way, Chris. And there he is, man. One of your favorites out there, Coach T.
What's up, man? What's going on, guys? Man, thanks for having me on.
Hey, what's good? What's good, Coach? Man, it took me a while to get you here, but you're here, man.
I appreciate the intro, man. No, it's been a busy off season, but we lined it up just right. We lined it this. No better time to talk than around draft time, man. So I appreciate you guys.
So here we are, man. We just started a new era, Coach, man. We've been through a bunch. Getting to this point, man, for months now, going through what we had to go through, what we saw, what we witnessed happen. Here we are on the other side of it, no looking back. And we got Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze in a situation where I don't remember a Bears team being in this potent of an offense in my lifetime, man. I mean, on paper, it looks absolutely wonderful. I think what we have in front of us, I'm just curious to see, and my mind just accelerates and goes fast forward about what this is going to look like offensively when Waldron gets done scheming this up. And I can think of no better person to talk about this than with you. And so what do you see moving forward with the schematics of what we have going on right now?
Man, first of all, I'm going to take a step back and say shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the channels and No Maniacs, man, the crew over here, Chris. I don't know everybody's name. I don't want to call names, so I don't want to.
That's Brian.
Leave nobody out. But man, y'all know I tap into the channel, you know what I'm saying, as time permits. So I love what y'all do, man. I love the dialogue, you know what I'm saying. Enjoy all the mocks, you know what I'm saying. The 360 is I don't, you know what I'm saying. I don't like doing mocks myself, but I enjoy watching other people doing because I always, you know what I'm saying, my own bias, you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, I would rather watch other people do it, but definitely been tapped in, next level production, man. I was grooving to the intro, man. I let it play for a few more bars. But yeah, man, it's exciting times in Chicago Bears land, Chicago Bears nation. This is definitely the most, you know what I'm saying, decorated offense that I've seen probably in my lifetime and the Chicago Bears. Of course, we were talking about this on the channel yesterday. I actually witnessed the 85 Super Bowl win. I was 9 going on 10 at the time. And since then, I probably missed a few years of Bears football when I was stationed overseas. But other than that, I mean, outside of that, the group with Jay Cutler when they had Alshon Jeffries and Brandon Marshall and Matt Forte at the same time. I mean, when was another time when we had, you know what I'm saying, on both corners and then guys in the backfield, game breakers, people that can make it happen in this way. So I got a chance to witness and watch a little bit of the Caleb presser that, the Bears kind of botched there, at least the photo op they did. And I like the statement. I like the moxie. You know what I'm saying? Why duck? You know what I'm saying? Why duck? And for all the people that's been riding hard for Caleb the whole time, congratulations to you. And I love the statement. Why duck? Don't dodge the smoke now. We should be all in, especially now with these dudes. And I like the versatility. Get directly to your question. I like the versatility at first. We were heavy on Shane Waldron being the 12, 13 personnel type guy, but now with Roma Dunze, it allows him to be more multiple, as we call it in the schematics world, right? He gets to be more multiple. You can't come in assuming it's going to be 12, 13 personnel, 3 downs in a cloud of dust. It could be week to week. The game plan could be week to week. And depending on what, the opposing team likes to do or what they can't do, now he can take advantage of mismatches across the field and have more of explosive offense. Now that's going to be the growth opportunity for Shane, though, right? Shane's going to have to prove that he can do it because it's not his reputation to be multiple and spread people out and dink and dunk and kind of run a fast break style offense. So it's going to be interesting to see. Definitely going to be tracking it on all 22, man. I still think they shouldn't get too crazy early on with Caleb. They should ramp him into this offense, the development plan. They still, look at the model I've pointed out recently with Matt LaFleur, with Jordan Love and that offense up top, right? They slowly integrated Jordan Love and slowly ramped him up into that offense to allow him to become the player he became. So I hope Shane has a true development plan and bringing him along. So he's not thrown to the wolves early on.
You know what, Coach? I'm glad you just mentioned that, man, because I've been in my mind. I come from a way of thinking, and this goes back to when Justin was here. You got. I think being open ended with your mindset. I think Shane Waldron. I think if you go into it, and okay, we got this structure for him to play into, and we know what we can get out of this structure.
Right.
Under center, right? And some of those planes being under center, probably quite a bit of them being under center. And if that's not fitting him as well as you might have imagined, I'm just hoping that he's willing to be open-minded about, getting into some of the concepts that are better for him and more easy for him to execute. Because we know for a fact he's not throwing that ball no 40 times a game. Not with Flus being the head coach. It's going to be a balanced offense. I'll stand on that until day one, game one. You know what I mean? But I just hope he's open-minded about, being flexible with what he wants out of Caleb. And if, under center isn't the best look for him, you think he can be flexible enough to get out of that and do some other things?
Yeah, I here's the thing. Like the smart thing to do, and every all the 360 is, by the way, y'all. If y'all 360s, you're not tapped in Nomad Network and as a subscriber, make sure y'all do that today. Let's support the channel. My I think the smart thing to do, and all the 360 is know my take about Caleb. You know what I'm saying? Is still consistent. Regardless of I'm saying the Justin decision, whatever. Other than us not keeping Caleb, my takes have been consistent about Caleb, right? I'm saying he was a 75% RPO air raid type quarterback in college. So this plan includes Shane saying, all right, I know what you did in college. How much of that am I going to start out your NFL career doing? That's why I said the development plan, because if it were me and I was still, installing and game planning and calling plays, I would say, all right, cool. Let's bring over some of the air raid, RPO, zone read offense. I'm going to let you run some of that stuff, but I'm going to start integrating you into my offense as well, my concepts. And I'm going to give you, a little bit more week by week until we get to about week 12 to 14. And then I'm expecting you to be at this point. I'm expecting you have grasped the 101 of NFL Chicago Bears 2024 NFL offense, and I expect so. I'm gonna test you at week 12 to 14 to see where it is, but slowly ramp you up. But the success of that relies on Here's what our game plan is going to be early. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run inside zone, outside zone, mid zone. You know what I'm saying? Pin, pull, toss. We're going to add in some zone read and run it smartly, not like Luke Getsy did. Situationally, right? So third and short. You know what I'm saying? First and to goal or go situations where you're right there at the goal line. We sneak in some zone read to catch the defense off guard. And as a contingency and adjustment to the zone read, safety walking down into the box or the linebacker accounting for the quarterback, then we'll mix in some RPOs and run those RPOs in the same situations. Third and short, you know what I'm saying, inside the 10 to go situation where we're stealing plays. If y'all remember our first game against Green Bay, Jordan didn't do a whole lot. Jordan just made plays when he made plays, easy plays on third downs to keep the chain moving. Like Matt didn't require him to do a lot, and that's, again, that's what I would want to do with Caleb early on, because all the he doesn't play in structured takes about him. I had no part in that, right? That wasn't, and I was trying to be explicit on my channel. That's not me. That's not my take. I don't want y'all confusing my take with he doesn't play in structure. My take is I want to see him do more non-air raid RPO stuff. So yeah, mixed bag of it all, but make sure we're slowly progressing this kid along and not throwing him out there. Y'all know I'm long-winded, so
You know what, Coach, man, you gotta it's gotta be tempting though to get in a bunch of spread formations with that kind of lineup, man. It's gotta be.
It is, and that's the difference. Offensive coordinator, but also that's the difference between a novice and a vet. That's the difference. That's how you tell a difference. That was Luke Getsy's main problem. You know what I'm saying? On the contrary to what I'm talking about Shane doing with Caleb, that was the diagnosis of Luke Getsy. Hey, I got DJ, I got Chase. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to showcase what I could do as a coordinator last year because I didn't have these weapons. So I'm throwing it all on Justin. You know what I'm saying? Because I got weapons now, but you still have to integrate. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't install everything the year before, you still have to install and have a plan. You still have to develop. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you still have to, you know what I'm saying? Year over year, you still have to go through the fundamentals, man. You know what I'm saying? So like next year, if he does 101 great this year, you come into year 2 and it's 202. But you start from where we left off in 101 and say, hey, now we're adding these motions. Now we're adding these shifts. Now we're adding these extra calls to it. You start building a library. And now, you know what I'm saying, ace right gun, Y off, you know what I'm saying, 2 on, zebra, flex, this, that, and the other. All that language to Caleb becomes like, you know what I'm saying, I'm just spitting it out. So yeah, it's tempting, but you have to be disciplined as a coordinator.
So you advocating, and I think this is where what you're saying to me is split that playbook into like quarters for the season.
Absolutely.
And let them get down a quarter of that per 4 games, 5 games, whatever it is. And then, towards the end, you starting to feel like he's gotten somewhere, and you can go back to the beginning of that first quarter of that playbook and start executing fundamentally out of that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Divide that thing into like quarters, like you said, every 5 or 6 games, and saying, hey, I'm not even giving you this stuff right now. This is where you at. You're gonna stay here and you're gonna master this. And when you demonstrate you mastered this, we're gonna get, like I used to give my kids, it was almost incentivized, right? For the offense. If you didn't master this, I'm not giving you this. Y'all know y'all want to run this. I know y'all want to run this.
Oh, no, you right? Did Washington.
Yeah, I know y'all want to run this. So
Denzel, did you?
yeah. And here's the thing. It wasn't like, the crazy part about it had nothing to do with necessarily winning the game. It was about execution and discipline. So as an incentive, imagine that psychologically, as an incentive for excellence, for perfection, for attention to detail, I incentivize you with a new scheme. You know what I'm saying? With a new wrinkle. You know what I'm saying? With a reverse off or something. With a new motion. With a new shift. And you know what I'm saying? I ran multiple spread offense off of hand signals, tempo style. So we went no huddle. You know what I'm saying? So you get a new hand signal. You got something new, cool that you had to learn, and it always kept it. So all that was incentivized. Now this the pros, they won't do it that way, but still it's the same, you know what I'm saying? Dangle a carrot mentality. Like, hey, if you want to get more, execute, be excellent at what I gave you. And again, you can pick your moments throughout the season or against certain opponents, right? You can say, hey man, I'm gonna test you a little bit this week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go light these dudes up. You know what I'm saying? It might be a fish you got. Hey, we're gonna go light these dudes up this week. I'm gonna let loose. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the training wheels off. You might test it like that, but not to the degree you lose the game.
Well, Coach T, I was just going to ask you that. I mean, how much will that approach toward Caleb? How much will that retard the growth of the team in their quest, to make the playoffs? I mean, a lot of people expect this team to get to the playoffs, and I think that's a valid point you make with, handing the offense to him in quarters like that. But, at what point? I mean, I guess versus your goal is your team goals. How do you balance that?
I think honestly, I think that play style, that play style allows you to beat Green Bay. Shout out to all the FGBs in the chat too, right on time. That play style allows you to beat Green Bay anyway. Ball control, time of possession. I say this all the time, man. Bears fans got so upset about us losing the game losing the last game of the season, and we lost by 8 points without Jalen Johnson. And we pretty much muddied that game up, right? We lost by 8 points. And styles make fights in football. And I think our style is a better style versus Green Bay. That way we played them versus the way the Dallas Cowboys played them, right? To me, if we had a competent offensive coordinator, we win that game in the perfect style of fight, because you go a week or two later and they go play Dallas and they smoke Dallas because Dallas decides to get into a shootout with them. Dallas was like, oh, we got guns, we got bullets in our gun too. We're gonna shoot out with you. And it was the absolute wrong game plan versus Green Bay. You got to keep Matt. It ain't even Jordan Love per se. It's the fact that their receiving core is it's a nameless receiving core, meaning any one of those 4 or 5 guys can break out that game. And then Matt is so dynamic in what he does, man. And I hate giving the guy credit, but it's a coaching thing, bro. Bro is so solid on what he's doing coaching wise. You can't help but admire it. When you see a screenshot of this was the anti Luke Getsy. When you see a screenshot and you see an open windows, right? I always talked about windows throughout the season, right? When you see a window, you see Jordan Love release the ball. This happened with CJ Stroud a lot too. You see Jordan Love release the ball and there's nobody in the window. And then all of a sudden, when the ball's getting closer to the ground, you see a receiver appear into the window to catch the ball. That's play design.
That's timing routes, man.
Yeah, that's drawing pretty windows. You have to draw pretty windows as a coordinator, right? And that's having your route concepts, your windows in concert with each other. It's almost like Inception, the shape shifting, right? Or all these shows that we watch that have multiverse, right? That's happening in the same time. You have to make sure the windows are moving at the same time and not colliding with each other, right? And that's play design. And unfortunately, it's hard for people to believe, but there are NFL coordinators that don't know how to do that, which is,
no, it ain't hard to believe. Hell no, it ain't hard to believe. Well, I had a college coach that wasn't good at that when I first got there, but he hurried up and got gone. And we ran the West Coast offense, man, and I don't think people really can really appreciate how. I mean, the concepts. Once you get the core concepts down, I was the defender, but I had to learn it to an extent in order to be able to defend it. When you got to play against it enough, you learn the concepts pretty good, especially the route combinations. And they are for the most part general in any West Coast offense, but how you can get multiple with it with your formations and different things you can do, motions to get people. It's just so many ways to mess over a defense in that scheme of offense, man. But one thing I am happy about, and I was talking crap about this all year. I was just like, we are missing that back that we need, man. We got a couple of, we got some north-south runners, one cut, get on downhill type guys. We didn't have that jitterbug that we was looking for. That
Right.
that can do multiple things in and out of the backfield. And we finally answered that. Ebner was supposed to be that, but I feel good about him being kind of what do I want to say? I'm losing the word right now. He's insulated with the run game right now and what they can do from that while he's learning the offense. I don't think you can really brush that off. I think that's going to be real important to his upbringing right now, since we know they're not going to put him in the oven and let him cook. He's going to have to play game one and be good right away. So we got that going for him. What do you think about that?
Absolutely, man. I said that last year myself too, man. Khalil Herbert was okay, but he wasn't dynamic enough for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You need that guy that can finish runs, can break runs, can catch the ball out of the backfield. And to really put the game on his shoulders if he has to, when he has to do it. And I like Khalil. I like his development and growth. I think he improved as a pass protector. Last year, he improved tremendously as a pass protector, but we needed a dude. And I think we got one in Swift. You know what I'm saying? I think once he got out of Detroit and maybe got a different style of coaching, his true self came back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all keep in mind, man. Swift went to running back man. He went to University of Georgia. Like, I think old buddy up there that was his coach at the time, was it Deuce Staley? You know what I'm saying? I watched the interaction they had on Hard Knocks, and I was like, man, like, I think Deuce might have been over coaching him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know what I'm saying, their interaction. Like, when I would watch Hard Knocks, you know what I'm saying, it just felt like when I watched it, it felt like Deuce would be like, you know what I'm saying, just giving them too much and rather than let him be a dude, you know what I'm saying? And then also it could have been also what they were asking him to do, because they're more of a gap power type of offense up there, run offense up there anyway. But I think one of the reasons why the Bears brought him in, I got to go back and watch some Philadelphia film, but I know what that offense is in Philadelphia, and that's more akin to what we're going to do, right? Had a great time talking to Kerry Joseph down in Mobile, man, for 2 consecutive days. And we just talked ball, man. And talking about, matter of fact, Will was with us. And he started to ask, hey, Kerry, what are we going to do offensively? And I cut Kerry off. I said, before you do that, I said, let me blurt out what I've been telling my audience, and then you correct me. I wanna know how far I've been off based off of what I've seen of Shane. So I was like, hey,
you know what, Coach? Can you pause that story? Just hit the pause button on that right quick, because we do have another special guest that I wanted to get in. I invited him in at 6, man. And I don't want to hold him up. He's one of my guys, man. But let's give him his proper intro, Chris. And here we go again, you guys. You see how blessed beyond measure we are over here at the Nomad Network, and how much we love you guys. Not only do we got a coach on the damn show, we got a damn doctor. How the hell we do that in one day?
The doc.
Hey, y'all, how you been, man?
What's going on, Doc?
Dr.
Not too
West.
shabby.
I know that wasn't your normal intro, man, but we saved that, when you headline it.
No, I appreciate it. Like, I like the switch up.
All right, bro. So you don't one of the only few that has 2 intros now, though.
I feel blessed.
Hey,
All
man.
right.
Hey, Coach, if you can fill him in on what the conversation you started before just interrupted you that way, and I apologize.
No,
Man.
no, I was sharing what conversation that Kerry Joseph and I and a few others had while we were down in Mobile at the Senior Bowl about Shane Waldron's offense, and I was having him quiz me on my knowledge of Shane's offense. I didn't want him to give it away before before he answered the question from the person that asked him. Right, I want to quiz myself, and I said, well, for what I've seen, he likes to go inside, outside zone, you know what I'm saying? Some pin pull stuff, but he likes big backs. He likes to go inside, outside zone, play action off of both concepts. He'll mix in some gap power concepts. So he'll run power every once in a while. Of course, you run counters off of both concepts. So whether it's inside, outside zone, your counter play is the contingency play off of both counters and power concepts. And I said he'll go play action off of all those as a third kind of contingency play. So those are all set up plays for the play action. He'll take his shots off play action. I said he mixes in West Coast concepts for situationally for down and distance situations. So, hey, third and short, you know what I'm saying? But he's not really trying to He's not really trying to, pad the stats and sort of like in an unintelligent way. Like he's not trying to play fast break offense or whatever. And he said, man, he was like, he looked at me and he was like, all right. He said, the only thing I'm going to change is the only thing I didn't hear was mid zone, which I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah. I wouldn't have never thought, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't emphasize mid zone a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, it's pretty spot on for what I hear. So, yeah, man, no. I think we're going to do all that. And then I think, again, Shane gets to his stuff, to me, in a much smarter way, way smarter way than Luke did. And the one thing I will want to I do want to tag for Shane is that I love about him as a coordinator that we probably share in common. If it's a rule, 4 or more, you know what I'm saying? 4 or more, I will run it again. 4 or more, I will run it again. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's certain concepts that I should be able to have the O-line walk up to the line of scrimmage and point to the hole. And I don't care who you put in that hole. You put your grandmama in that hole, your mama. I don't care. And that's how I teach it. You can park anybody in the hole that we're running through. We're telling you where we're running it through. And that's what he did to Detroit. The first drive, I think he threw the ball twice. He bullied them all the way down the field. And I don't remember if they won that game or not, but he pretty much beat them down. So yeah, man.
Hey, Doc, am I correct when I say that you pretty much rightly predicted that we get Rome at 9, man? Am I right?
I spoke that into existence for the past month and a half, 2 months. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
So how do you feel, man? How you feeling about 24 hours behind that, man? What's the feelings like?
I'm still feeling pretty electric. It's one of those things where there's so many things, the butterfly effect that could have happened where Rome wouldn't have been available at 9, right? The first and foremost, the Falcons just losing their mind and drafting Michael Penix is wild. But also, the Titans, they could have absolutely taken a wide receiver because DeAndre Hopkins is in the last year of his deal. He's also, about 60 years old. They could have traded out. The Falcons could have traded out. I prefer Rome to Neighbors. The Giants could have gone with that route. And apparently there are, deals on the table for the Vikings to move up to 3, the Giants to move up to 3. Who knows what would happen if that occurred. So there's so many things that could have changed what happened there. And the NFL messed up. they let Rome fall to polls and he pulled the trigger. Pretty cool when you hear Ian Cunningham had to hold him back to not have him trade up. But, it's pretty rare that as a Bears fan, you can sit there and say that they sat pat and were able to get 2 of the best players in the draft, didn't have to trade up, didn't have to mortgage future draft capital to do so. And so, it's a pretty exciting time right now to be a fan. And we still got some time left, right? We got at least 2 more picks, depending on if they move back or not.
Man, my guy,
what's wrong with 60-year-olds?
Yeah, I was just scared to get you too, Mason. Leave them 60-year-old people alone now.
I'm just lucky enough that I'm currently still a springy 32-year-old. I'll get there though.
Oh yeah, you still got Similac on your breath, man.
My guy, the Canuck, joined us, man, after a terrible hangover. Probably just been drinking pickle juice all day. I'm sorry I did that to you, Canuck.
I'm good, bros. I'm good. Coach T, welcome in. Dr. Mason West, welcome in. You know, it's a good day when you got Coach T breaking it down with you. It's a good day.
Chief in the building.
Awesome. Yo, I'm it looks like I'm having some technical difficulties because I got all kinds of different windows over. So give me a minute. Let me close some stuff down, get my feed straight, because I'm trying to get this draft going in the background, and it's making everything choppy.
We got you covered, man. Don't even worry about
straighten this all up.
Hey, so let me start with you, Doc. I'm gonna start with myself actually, and I'm gonna let you guys fill in. I think right now at 75, where we're sitting, if we stay at 75, you know, a lot of people still are hanging on about edge rusher. I think the defensive tackle is the more valuable position based on my own evaluations. Everybody's done their own stuff based on what I see on the board. I think D tackle is the better go or the better move if they go defensive line with that 75th pick, but they could go anywhere with it. What do you see happening and why? Doc, my fault.
Okay. You know what's interesting? I think regardless, D tackle and edge both kind of start to drop off around that pick 75. There's a couple interesting names for sure. I mean, Austin Booker is one that stands out at edge that, you know, I think can still be a nice rotational piece. Can you have a guy like this Chris Braswell fall enough out of Alabama? He's actually had one more pressure last year than Dallas Turner did, less sacks. But, you know, he can definitely get to the quarterback. As we know, the defensive tackle is the engine of this defense. Flus has said it. We've said it over and over and over again. But like, do you have enough of an impact guy? You know, I got my concerns about Johnny Newton if he continues to fall because of that Jones fracture he had. Mason Smith, great name, of course. Mason stick together, but you know, he's definitely an interesting guy. I don't know that he'll necessarily make it to 75 just because he is such a talented guy. You're just sitting at a place where the impact of some of those linemen aren't necessarily as high as you might like them to be. So, you know, you might get stuck. Another guy, Jalix Hunt. I do want to highlight him because he's someone who I think I'm very interested in. Super athletic, super long. Love him.
Marshawn Nealon. I don't think it's chance in hell he's going that far down.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, he was projected potentially to be end of the first guy, so I don't think he'll make it. But I mean, he's a good name to throw out there.
What say you, Coach?
I think you know what I'm saying. I was looking at the list this morning. I'm trying to see what we had left. I think DT is definitely the deeper pool of the remaining position to need. Yeah. Of course, you know what I'm saying, only because I got his name in my phone and I promised his dad. I asked his dad if I can get the interview. If the Bears took him, Dwayne Carter.
We highlighted him, man. We did a nice highlight on him, man. I hope you saw that, man. If you didn't, man, it was enlightening for a lot of people. They didn't know about him.
Yeah, no, super dope kid, super dope family. But you know what I'm saying, the kid is built like he a unit, man. I don't think he's far in terms of build from Fisk. Yeah, definitely, you know what I'm saying, strong family, you know what I'm saying, like dad definitely, you know what I'm saying, make sure he's on point. But I like Leonard Taylor. As far as names out there, I like Leonard Taylor. That could probably be there. I don't know if he's a 75 guy, but he's in that group. And after that, kind of the names fall off from there. You know what I'm saying? One name I don't know where he's gonna go in terms of edge though is that I think is getting overlooked a lot, man. I'll be honest with you. And it's Trice, man. Trice,
no question.
Trice has a bag in pass rush moves. I think he can stand. I don't know if he wasn't distracted. I thought he had some family stuff going on during the season, like loved one probably that passed or something like that. But when I looked at the popular pass rushers, I looked at, you know what I'm saying, their plethora, like the differences of moves they had, the number of moves he had. Everybody else had probably two moves. They had a primary move and a counter move. Trice had about 4 moves, bro. And that could have been a downfall for him because that's a lot for a college player. Maybe if he dials it back and just perfects 2 to 3 of them, he'll be even better. But I was just impressed that he had a bag, you know what I'm saying, that deep already in the NFL. So I mean, as an NFL prospect, so maybe get him a little bit stronger, and you know what I'm saying, teach him some power stuff. Then I think he was surprising people, man.
By the way, fellas, the Bills just took Keon Coleman with the 32nd pick. Doc, you want to speak to that? What do you think about Keon Coleman?
I really like Keon Coleman. I think people put too much on his 40 time, coming out. I mean, it was definitely slower than you like to see, but when you actually look at the deeper analytics of his route running, like in actual action, he's one of the faster guys there. The only problem is when you look at some of those stats and you compile them out, he's projected more to like a slot receiver, which just for the Bears in particular, with who they had, it didn't work out great. But I mean, for the Bills, they have no receivers really on that team. I mean, he's going to be eating targets.
Man, I like that pick for him. Everybody went off on him yesterday for not grabbing Xavier. What was it? Xavier Worthy? They had
Worthy, yeah.
I'm not
Not that they
guy.
should have grabbed him. It's that they shouldn't have traded with the repeat champ. You don't want to make things easy for the Chiefs now, do you? Mind you, they scored some pretty decent capital with it at the end of the day. So we'll see what the Bills do on day 2. I think this might be a big day for the Buffalo Bills, to be honest with you.
All I saw on Twitter was hostility, man. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, because at that point, right, they're almost like they've been playing them so close for the last few years. That's almost like trading with a division rival that y'all so close in proximity, right? That's like trading with a division rival. I didn't understand that either.
Yeah.
I just seen a
getting
stat
beat by them in the AFC Championship. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
The Bills have 11 picks in this draft, so that's quite a bit of ammunition.
And they're gonna need every last one of them because they lost quite a bit this offseason.
Yeah,
they're gonna need every last one of those, man. And I
was going to ask Coach. We talked about defensive tackles, interior, and I know Tavondre Sweat had the offseason, incident, and he's actually projected to fall quite a bit. Where do you think he could play in our system for one, and how would you feel about him at 75?
I think Tavondre can play. He can play wherever you want to play. He's that athletic. Another kid I get a chance to see up close, interact with. He's just an amazing athlete, man. He can be. See, the thing about the Bears is, I know all the talk about us running 43, 3 technique, 1 tick with technique, but the way we adjust our defensive linemen to the strength of the formation, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to get y'all's faces back on the screen because I'm looking at NFL draft stuff. The way we use our interior defensive linemen, we don't really adjust them to the strength of the formations like other teams. So, say it's strong right, usually like your 3 technique on the strength of the formation, right? We don't necessarily do that. We slide our guys. So they have to play both 3 and 1 technique because we just slide guys over. We don't have guys replacing each other, getting up from their position. So you have to be able to play both. And I think he has the quickness to play the 1, and he has the dominance and quickness to play the 3, and he has enough athleticism that he can be disruptive in the pass rush game too. The question is for me, and I think what I would think about if I'm Eberflus is, are we at a position with this team as far as maturity of that locker room that they're of the mindset that they can start taking chances on players and guys that's going to be, I wouldn't even call it's a stupid mistake. I don't even call it a disciplinary guy.
I think you achieve it's maturity. I think it's more of a one-off than something that's going to be a pattern with him. Everything I've heard about him, that he was, a good kid, worked hard, and he just, got stupid and timing. Remember Dak had kind of the same thing happen to him. And, sometimes I think it's just attribute to being a one-off incident.
Yeah,
But
Chargers
I'd
just traded up with
I'd
New England.
swoop him up at 9. I'd swoop him up if he was there at 75.
What'd
I
you
mean,
say,
look,
Doc?
you look at these tackles, man. It's crazy, bro. You got Sweat, Newton, Fisk, Jenkins.
Oh, roll,
I mean-
roll. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kamara, like I mean, not Kamara in the edge. Kamara's a Wingo, Carter. Like it. Brandon Doyle showed up at the
Kid
Pro
from
Bowl
Miami?
last day. Yeah, that was Leonard Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Taylor's a beast.
Brandon Doyle made his presence known the last day of the Pro Bowl. He dominated all of practice and then went out and dominated the game. Mason Smith, all these guys, man, like it's gonna get deep at there. And the other thing to look out for too is I think they've been training Dexter, because I seen them using towards the end of the season more on the edge, pass rush down. So I think they're gonna be asking him to go outside on third and long.
Hey, you know what, my guy? You know what? By the way, the Chargers just traded up with the Pats. They are on the clock by now. Big Bear, my guy, Big Bear. Shout out to Big Bear on Twitter, man. He mentioned that. Doc, did you notice how many times they used Gervon Dexter at the edge, and did you like what you saw with him coming off the edge? If you noticed it,
Yeah, I thought it's a really good tactical usage of him. I mean, he's just such a dominant force and like just strong, right? And so trying to create different angles for him is really important. And at the end of the day, you want that whole front to be pretty multiple. I mean, there's some weird things they did, like dropping Justin Jones in coverage. Like I don't ever need to see that again.
That wasn't weird. That was stupid.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes you out chest yourself, but when you have a guy that has traits like Gervon Dexter does, I mean, I think that's just smart coaching, and that showed Eberflus's evolution too, right? Because at first he was playing it very straight by the book, and he saw that he needed to adjust more and create some diversity in the looks that they had up front. So that was awesome.
Whoa, Bellissimo is saying the Chargers just grabbed Lad McConkey. I believe I heard you, Coach, being real high on this guy one day. Am I correct?
Yeah, Swift got a pretty good interview with him. I was standing by at the Senior Bowl. Lad Sticky and his coaches. Lad trains right here in the suburbs of the city of the A. Coach. So quick funny story, but it's not funny. So the dudes that got in the fight with Cam Newton, those is trainers.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they checked in the hotel with me, and I was looking at the video, and I was like, bro, I know them dudes from somewhere. So yeah.
Tell Lad he need to get him some stronger training. Doing some weak ass.
Nah, the crazy part. Well, yeah, I mean, in the situation they was getting drugged. But what is his name? TJ is the bigger brother, and I'm thinking about not said, but they have a stable. They have a stable of NFL wide receivers that come out of that group. So it's no surprise to me that Lad is raw like that, man, because they got a bunch of guys. They got a few guys. I can't think of the guy on Kansas City's team that they train, but I think they may have. I think it's Rice. Do they have Rice? I'm not sure. They have some dogs in their stable, man. So they do their thing down here. So yeah.
Hey, Coach, you got a question right there, right quick. Yeah, it says, Coach T, as of right now, how are the Bears looking to you? Strong or weak?
Straight up strong, man.
That was Wisconsin, by the way.
Yeah, no, straight up strong, man. I have high expectations for this team. I think this team can be, you know what I'm saying? I think this team can be a 10-11 game win team, depending on how the schedule breaks out, right? And what games are home, what games are away. Play style. Again, play style matters. Styles make fights. But I believe this can be somewhere between 9 and 11 game win. I didn't place a lot of pressure on, and I said this on the channel a lot. I'm not going to be like looking at Caleb under a microscope. I'm going to be watching what he's doing, like the program they laid out for him and how they are attacking his development. But I'm not going in on the kid year one. So I said 3250, 24-12 with a play style that is ball control, run control. But listening to him talk, man, I'm like, bro, I want to drop a few more yards on him, a few more hundos on him. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, give me at least 37, 50, you know what I'm saying? 28, 30, and you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So very strong, man. I'm good on this team, man. I'm good on this team. But I'm also tempering expectations, and not because of any kind of jadedness or something like that. I've really shifted in the place of I just want to cover the team, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the emotional investment is kind of like, I don't know.
Real quick, guys, the Falcons just traded up over. I think it was who was it there? The Cardinals. So they are on the clock. The Falcons are on the clock right now.
They're about to take Spencer Rattler.
Hey, this part I don't understand, right? I need help with this. Right. That's crazy. I was gonna say quarterback. No, serious talk, right? I'm gonna make myself look crazy on this one. Maybe it's biased because I know his coach. I don't understand the drama other than them having already signed Kirk Cousins. I don't know why people are down on Michael Penix Jr.
I don't know why either.
Yeah.
But before I
There's
forget,
no reason to be down on the player. The player's a good player.
It's about the allocation of assets.
That's what I
guys,
think too.
Oh yeah,
I got to get this question in with the doc, man, because I've been holding on to this for
$100 million.
For a couple of months, man. We noticed that, and to a lot of people's surprise, Tevin Jenkins hasn't been extended. He's kind of out there in the lurch. And do you think this has anything to do with that neck fusion? Why or why not, Doc? And if there's a why not sign him, I mean, what would be a good reason to not signing him in terms of that neck fusion? Do you think it's a good move for the Bears?
Well, at this point, it's just about trying for him to prove that he can be available because as the best ability is availability. So at this point in time, if let's say he misses 4 games next year, right? That's a decent chunk that, when he's out there, he's great, but when he's not, that really it hurts because now you have to shuffle the line. Do you have the depth to be able to support that? So if he can play, most of this season, and if he can prove that, and this thing too, and there's a lot of connectivity, of course, because before he had the back stuff, then there was the neck stuff. So anytime you're dealing with a bunch of spine interconnected things, you're worried about some long-term stuff there. So let's say he misses 2 games this year, but it's because of a foot. Okay, you can live with that. Versus if it's 4 games, 5 games because of a low back again, because of some neck stuff. Now you're saying, we can't trust you. So you're probably going to have to then move on at that point because you can't have him on the team if he's missing that many games.
Well, Chris, your favorite guy, sounds like your favorite guy just got drafted, Rojo.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to last long, man. He's going to be a player,
He's the
man.
top DT.
What's that?
Is he the top DT? Is that how that worked out? Is there another defensive tackle that went before
on this board to them? I think he's right there along the top guys there. I still say
Aurora out of Clemson.
Taylor is the dog, man. He is the dog.
He's nasty. No question.
There's still quite a few interior defensive linemen that can be had.
I mean, I prefer guys like Chris Jenkins, Michael Hall, honestly.
Your guy Johnny Newton, man. Everybody's tripping because he ain't been drafted, man. He's just not
the injury, man. It's just clearly the
Jones
injury.
fracture.
That's crazy.
Again, Doc, tell me what was his injury again?
Jones fracture. So it was bone in like the midfoot. It's tough when you're a big man in particular, just because that's a lot of force going through that bone. I mean, most of the time when you get a surgery, you're feeling like relatively good about it. I mean, it's actually your return back to the field is a lot better that way than if you try to let it heal naturally. But that being said, yes, he missed a lot of time. He played with it all last season, so he can play through something like that. Then he came back. He didn't do much testing until his pro day, which he looked pretty dang explosive. Teams must be worried about it. I mean, you look at Laiatu Latu with his neck fusion. He went pick 15. If Johnny Newton is falling this far, teams are red flagging him.
It's going to be a team. It's going to be a team. Whoever gets him is going to be a team that feels like they've got some depth around him and won't be so dependent on him. And so you got to look who's on the board and what they may need and what supporting cast they like. Tennessee coming up, they've got Justin Simmons there. They've got their kind of 3-tech kind of guy. If they can get another one, to get into that rotation, and Johnny Newton being one of them, who knows, man? But man,
they must have seen something, man, because dude is so dynamic on film. Like, I don't get it. He is crazy. My comp for him is, believe it or not, man, Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I could see that too.
He's
His
disruptive.
hands are just so like he's a tactician with his hands, and that's hard to it's hard to get someone to that level, and it's pretty amazing he's already at that level. But again, like I said, just medically, refracture rates can be up to 33%. That's a big risk you're taking.
Chris, do we have another guest down at the bottom there that I did not see?
Y'all got it all covered, man. Y'all got doctors, coaches. Y'all got
it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Just give them an intro.
Y'all got doctors. Y'all got coaches. Y'all got gynecologists.
Yeah, that's me.
Cover, man.
I do that on the side.
Blessed beyond measure again. My guy, Adam Mason, back at it with us, man. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on, Nomad. Thanks, everyone. It's exciting to be here.
Hey, man. We are sitting here waiting. I'm going to ask you a direct question, Adam. Do you think that we should use draft capital? I'm just going to put you on the spot to get back in this round, back up closer in this second round and get a guy. And if you think so, who would that guy be that you would move up if you were to use capital to get back in this thing and get someone?
I'll make it easy, and I'm going to say no. Reason being, because I think you're going to start to see a run of defensive backs and wide receivers, positions we don't need, and then some of those top linebackers will go off. And there's the quality. I mean, other than Jerzon Newton, there's not really anybody else to me after Roque or Orhoho just went. I don't really think there's anybody worth trading up for, and where we're at now, trading into the 30s and 40s, it's going to cost you significant draft capital. So where we are at 75, I think is actually a pretty prime sweet spot where there's going to be the same level of talent with about 5 to 10 defensive players right there that I think will impact us the same amount, not be starters, but guys that could learn and really get some good experience and come in as rotational guys. So I'm not in favor of trading up with next year's draft being as loaded as it is. So
Berlissimo is in the chat with a hot tub time machine. He's like 2 days ahead of every damn body else. And, he just said, man, we just spoke it up. Johnny Newton just went to the Commanders. He's telling us. And what did that? You know what? That just made me have some intriguing thoughts, fellas, because it's been talk all off season about them maybe in the market to trade Jonathan. What's his name? Jonathan Allen. Because of that contract, Does this make that easier for him? Anybody can jump on this if you want to. Anybody. Jonathan Allen with the Commanders.
Well, they're saying Jerzon Newton just went to the Commanders. I wouldn't be trading Jonathan Allen anytime soon. You got to see how that injury works out. I mean, that's
yeah, you're right about that. I just spoke to that too. And it is a team that kind of has him insulated. They don't really need him right now. So you're right about that. But
are you guys a little surprised that Cooper DeJean hasn't won either?
I am.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I thought he was a first round guy. So.
I did too.
Man, what are you doing, Chris?
I expect
him to go to
stuff going on too.
Especially after his injury was healed up and he did his own pro day and he did so well. Everyone was raving about how healed up he was. I'm shocked by that. I actually had him as one of my top 2 cornerbacks, but
yeah.
Wait a minute. What was his injury, Doc?
He goes to the Packers. Packers is coming up here in just a couple picks.
Didn't he break his leg? I thought he broke his leg.
Hang on for a second. Was it a leg?
Yeah, he fractured his fibula on the right side.
Oh wow!
But he was completely healthy. He held his own pro day because he couldn't make the combine, and he was all healed up, and he did excellent. Everyone was raving about how well he did his own pro day, so I didn't think there was any concern there. But there might
broken
be.
Bone. Honestly, I'd rather a patient, a client, or whoever have a broken bone than like a soft tissue issue. It heals. It's fine, especially the fibula. It's just floating bone that barely does anything. I mean, you just need some time for it to heal.
That is surprising. I thought he was. You know what? Terrion Arnold didn't surprise me going so early, man. I thought everybody was like Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid. Me being a cornerback,
yeah.
just like the guy right across. I mean, at Georgia what was he? Was Terry Arnold Georgia or Alabama? I can't remember. Alabama?
Alabama.
Yeah, okay. So it was the guy right across from him. I thought he was a better player. Remember that? Remember me speaking on that, Chris? When we did the cornerback
Yeah,
show?
I do. I recall you mentioning that.
Yeah, so that didn't surprise me whatsoever. But hey, man, the Lions got a dog, man. That's exactly what they needed. They lost what's his name, C.J. Gardner in free agency, man. They needed a dog there, man. So the Lions don't stop scaring me, man. I think we got their number. We'll see what this quarterback and this group of guys can do to them. I think they've got the pieces to dethrone them in the North, possibly. But what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think they saw what the Bears did drafting Caleb and Rome and got scared, rushed over to get the best corner available.
And they jumped ahead of the Packers too.
Hey, Doc said it was about that simple. Oh, hell no. We got to counter that right now.
We need all hands on deck. We can't handle this.
Who's up next, man?
I'm trying to figure out what the commissioner in green is doing right now. Did they?
I don't even know what's going on. I got the sound off. I'm trying to figure out who's.
Hey, Coach, did you see J.C. Latham damn near murder him yesterday?
Oh yeah, man. I comment on that. Like, yeah, they got a contract out on him or something. Like,
man,
it's like,
Oh man.
he's like renegotiate the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah. NFLPA sent me.
So are you hey kids, I think we spoke about this last night, but it won't hurt, and we'll just go around the horn with everybody. How do you feel about moving up, using some capital to move up? I already know you're gonna say no, but say why.
Who, me?
Yeah, getting back earlier in the
Oh man.
Kids, what do you think?
Man, I beat this one to death yesterday. I thought I beat it. The horse is back.
Not everybody was in here yesterday.
The horse is back. Yeah, look, I don't. You kind of hit the nail on the head with the magic word. Magic word is conviction. I'm going to sit here and say that they had conviction on the two players that they selected yesterday. They could have made some moves and they decided not to because of that same conviction. If they have conviction on a guy in and around this area of the draft and they want to spend some capital, go get him. Man, Ryan Posey, go get him. I just don't see them doing it. He doesn't have the capital to really make that kind of a move. You're definitely digging into tomorrow, and into next year. If you're digging into next year, man, you probably just want to keep that stuff in your jeans, man. That's just me. But
I don't know if 75 and our second rounder next year would be enough to get us where we want to be right now. People, if we're calling, they're probably going to want Carolina's second and maybe something else. And I just don't want to give up Carolina's second because it's probably going to be near the top of the second round. And so I just think you'd have to overpay given what's available. I mean, again, like Ked said, conviction. If you're that convicted, if you've fallen in love with a guy that enough, spend that extra, capital. But I'll tell you what, he better produce, and because that's a high price to pay.
What say you, Brian? Oh,
Brian, wake up, Brian.
Don't worry about Brian. He's on a lag. Coach, what about you?
Just to be a contrarian and because Adam took the time to correct me this morning on the Carolina pick. I'm gonna say, just to be a contrarian, I'm gonna say, yeah, let's do it. And I got a guy in mind also with a caveat, right?
What are you thinking of?
Let's use it and let's go up and grab Fisk.
Ooh,
Like Fisk.
Let's do it. Let's round out this defense. Let's make it a definitive top 5 dominant defense to again relieve and take more pressure off Caleb to have to do more in his first year. And like
Coach,
that, let's run it.
What are you willing to give up to go up and get him?
I said give him Carolina second and maybe a 6th if whatever they
Along with 75?
Listen, I'm nah. Well, that
Probably
listen,
gonna have
man.
to include 75.
Listen, you guys are the mock expert. This is not. This is why. This is why I don't do this crap, man. This is why.
Yeah,
Listen,
you know,
this is why I can't wait to.
That and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee.
This is why I can't wait till this part of the season is over. Because when we get to the season and I get to that film work, I'm on y'all ass. But I'm letting y'all have y'all moment. I listen. I know my niece. I stay in my niece, but I'm just saying, just to be. I like Fisk. I think Fisk can be a disruptor with this group. Imagine this, right? We go with whatever interior combination that include Fisk, right? But we bump Dexter out situationally to run, play rush on third down. Like I like the idea of having another dominant defense, right? So and make no mistake about it, right? Y'all can free to disagree on this one. This is the swing, bro. This is the swing. Right now, the next 2 years, this is the swing, right? So to me, Ryan is saying 2 to 3 years we should be in the bowl. So why not?
I agree.
And then we have 8 picks next year, so that'll leave us with what? 7.
It's a lot of Fisk fans in this chat, man.
Well, his motor is unparalleled, man. His arms.
I just wanted to say something different.
What say you, Doc?
So, I like Fisk. His age is something that concerns me a little bit. I mean, I think he is what he is at this point. I'm not sure he'll be anything more than that. So I always like to look for ceiling. In terms of trading up or not, I'd consider it because at some point, and Paul said this earlier this week, it's going to get to the point it's going to be really hard to make this team. This team is just getting good. So having picks is great, but if you end up drafting a bunch of people and then having to cut them and they end up on your practice squad or on other teams, that only goes so far, right? So it's all about premium draft capital. So especially like this year, it's a bit of a weaker draft. So honestly, if you could get out of this draft and you're trading 75, you're trading 122 and maybe a future pick to get up and get a guy that you're passionate about, I think that's better for you. Leave with 3 guys that you're very confident in instead of 4 that you're like, about. So for me, like we talked about, so throw some names out, like I would potentially seeing how the board falls, like a Mike Hall. I love Mike Hall. I think he's going to be really good. He's on the younger end of the spectrum, and he's just a flashy player, a consistent force with twitchy movement who could really be a starting 3 tech for you. I've already named a couple edges in this. So, I'm okay moving up in the right situation because at some point you got picks burning a hole in your pocket, and a lot of those picks next year may not even make the team.
Can I add one more part of this right to the equation? How do y'all lose me?
You're there.
No, you're live and direct. Keep it coming, coach.
I'm trying to picture like with the current setup up front. You know what I'm saying? I know we can generate pressure with Sweat, but I want us to be able to like easily get home versus Green Bay. Love, be disruptive up there. I think we can do damage already as is with versus Detroit. But I want problems on both ends when we play the team up north.
So I know, Adam, it's on you, man. Go ahead, man. Just shoot everybody's playing straight to hell. I know you're ready to.
Oh, you already asked me on this one though. I don't love it. What Doc is saying there, what Mason's saying is it makes a lot of sense though. If the Bears are watching this board and they've got 4 or 5 guys that they really like that they want to see if they fall a little bit, one of those guys falls, and you've got a premium guy that you say hot on your board at say around 50, and they're falling into the late 50s and 60, and then all of a sudden they're sitting there at 75 saying this guy's a premium guy that we see as a mid-second rounder and he's fallen to the end, and we want to package 75 with 122 and a 5th rounder next year. That's a no-brainer to go up and make that move, to move up 10, 15 spots. I'm not in favor of where we are now trading all the way up, because that's going to cost you that 2nd rounder next year. That's going to cost you the premium picks, which we've had a history of trading away our premium picks and leveraging for the future. But if you're going to make trades like with those later round picks to be able to come up 10 spots from 75 to get into the early 3rd round, late 2nd round, that's like what he did last year with Tyreek Stevenson, which I'm all in favor of that. You're moving up 5 spots from 61 to 56 to get a guy that you really believe is an impact guy. And then if you look at the end of last year, I did a video on Tyreek's impact last year. He played better than Jalen Johnson coming down the stretch. He played better than any other corner in the league, but he didn't get any credit for it for some reason. But if you see a guy like that, if you see another Tyreek Stevenson, but on the line this year, if you're saying one of your guys right there, it fits that mold, then yeah, make that move. Go ahead, move up, trade some of that capital for next year, but keep your premium capital because I want to keep building through the draft as well.
And the Titans just took T'Vondre Sweat. So now you have 3 D tackles that were taken in the last 4 picks. If you're looking at D tackle, you know, it's drying up for you right now. And then the Rams just trade up too. So who knows who they're taking.
Before you guys came, I don't know if you were here, Doc, when we talked about this, and me and Coach were, I guess, in agreement saying the DT market, I think, is more valuable than the edge market by far right now. Now you're starting to see a run on D tackles. And why? You know what I mean? In situations like this, it starts to get pressurized if you have a guy on your board that you think highly of, and you starting to see this. Let's for the sake of talking, the Bears have a D tackle on their board to go and grab at 75. Does this put a little pressure on them? Like, wait, hey, this run is going on with D tackles. Let's say, because I could think of 2 guys. One of them, I'm pretty sure is gonna be there at 75, and that's Justin Eboigbe from Alabama. But there's another guy that I know can play inside and out. His name is Leonard Taylor. I'm not sure if he's one of those guys they have circled. He's gonna be there at 75. So to me, I think this is just amping up the pressure if they have a D tackle on their board to get next.
Well, and to add to what you're saying there, I mean, you're talking about how important the D tackle is. We saw the reaction to that. This offseason, guards were paid like crazy, right? I mean, like Jonah Jackson and Kevin Dotson were both signed by the Rams for 51 and 48 million each. Robert Hunt got 100 billion. So offenses are realizing we got to stop these D tackles because they're wrecking our game, and that's also going to be reflected in the draft.
What do you say, Adam, about the value of the edge rusher versus the D tackle market right now? Do you see it the same way, or you viewing it a little different?
Well, it's relative to your team too. Absolutely. Even Matt Eberflus talked about that recently, where he said we've got to start creating more pressure from the inside. But you look at the Bears, and it's relative. I don't know if they're stuck on one position here at 75. I think they've got several players they're looking at and several positional needs, and there's got to be different ways to address it because we don't just have one hole left to fill. Yeah, we need another defensive tackle, but we have no one behind DeMarcus Walker and no one behind Montez Sweat. So when you have Jacob Martin as your third option at defensive end and literally nobody else, like you have to look at your positional values. So at some point this will stop. It'll stop going a run on defensive tackles, and then there'll be a run on wide receivers and a run on cornerbacks and safeties. It's just how it works. And I don't think they're in a rush right now to move up to the 30s to rush to get someone. I mean, there's still Chris Jenkins and Braden Fisk and Leonard Taylor and other players, and maybe they have some of them super high, but I think this is not the situation where they trade all the way up in the 30s. I think this is more of sit and wait and see how the board falls a little bit, and we still need a swing tackle. But as far as positional value, I think, yeah, they've made it known they kind of value getting the inside, but at the same time, we don't know how they feel about everyone because Gervon Dexter, the last 5 weeks of the season, had 4 sacks and really came onto his own and played like a beast. I mean, he played just as well as Jalen Carter down the stretch, just as well as most defensive tackles. His season as a whole didn't grade out perfectly, but how he was playing at the end of the year was really, really good. We need to add to that some more, but I don't know if we're desperate for defensive tackle right now to trade up and have to have that. We have a couple needs to fill. We're not desperate for just one spot with this pick.
Well, another one just went off the board. Braden Fisk just went to LA to replace Aaron Donald. So there is an absolute run going on D tackle right now. But hey, Juggy Nuggy was real generous and gave us a $5 super chat. But can I pose this question to you, Doc? What edge rushers are available to the draft, gentlemen? I don't know why my question didn't pair up with the super chat. I'm old. Be patient.
Or at least one's in the future.
Well, go ahead. What D ends do you have ranked high right about now? I know you're going to say Austin Booker, Doc. I know you probably feel pretty good about him.
Yeah, he's definitely on there. I would also throw out, we already talked about him, Marshawn Nealand, but he was a big name, and now he seems like he's falling. That it's very odd. Two names that aren't talked about, I think, enough are Muhammad Kamara and Jalen Hunt. Kamara is just productive. He crushed it back at Colorado State. He just doesn't fit that Eberflus mold. And then Jalen Hunt, he's kind of the opposite. He's new to the position. He used to play DB. He added 50 pounds. He's kind of like a bigger Leonard Floyd in that way, but he's just so uber athletic, and he's a guy that you want to take. I think you want to take a chance on. That's the thing, right? When you're drafting an edge, especially we're looking at 3rd round pick 75 for the sake of argument, there's going to be a hole somewhere. They're not going to be a lockdown. There's not, blue chip player. That just isn't how it works. So I want to bet on the traits. That's why a Jalen Hunt, someone I want to bet on. That's why a Marshawn Nealon is someone I want to bet on. Even an Austin Booker kind of type as well. Xavier Thomas too. Maybe that'd be more of a late flyer though.
Oh man, my Marshawn Nealon, man, dude, I'm not even gonna get started because I'm gonna end up in a rant, man. But Adam, have you noticed? I don't know. I'm trying to think to yesterday. Has there been a safety going off yet that you noticed?
I don't think there's a safety off the board yet. I still love Tyler Nubin too. A lot of people consider Cooper DeJean transitional safety. I don't know why they're doing that, because he's played only corner in college. They say he's a little bit slower, so he won't be able to keep up at the NFL level. I don't agree with that. I think he's a perfect corner. But Tyler Nubin was always my favorite safety, but a lot of people stopped having him in the 1st round a while ago. And there's 2 or 3 safeties, Kalen Bullock, and there's going to be a couple run here. I don't think the Bears are looking safety at all, but we did bring a couple in for top 30 visits. But I think that's more because we need a nickel backup, and maybe if we trade down and get different picks in different places, we could pick one up later. But with only 4 picks, I don't see us going safety.
I never saw a player fall as fast as Cam Kitchens fell. He was at one point considered probably a 1st round pick, and now, I mean, most places have him ranked as in the hundreds. And I know his 40 time was terrible, but I mean, the guy made plays at Miami.
And now the Eagles just traded up.
Yeah.
So somebody's being aggressive.
Stalker.
Apparently,
Howie needs to chill.
Hey, Coach,
we could have just waited for that to happen.
Hey, Coach, move your mic forward a little bit. It's a little too close to you.
All right.
Bearlissimo, do you guys have like an advanced screening of the draft in Europe? Is this?
No, Bearlissimo's in the future.
He dialed into the NFL the wire.
They just plugged that hot tub back up, man. He just got to where he needed to go, man.
It's a time zone. He's 6 hours ahead. He's in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hey, there's a good reason why teams are trading up, man. I think there's some good tackles. I still think there's a few good edge rushers in here too. And I'm not saying that that's what they're gonna do. You could see your first safety being taken off the board by now. Tyler Nubin is I think Dominique Hampton is the best safety in the draft. A lot of people think Tyler Nubin is, but I do see Cooper DeJean as a transitional guy. I'm not saying that I think he's multiple. He's one of those guys that you can kind of use as like a joker of the secondary. You can kind of move him around and play him in different spots. You don't have to necessarily pigeonhole him in one area. I think he's that good. But I think there's a few guys that are that good like that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a safety come off here. Wouldn't be surprised if they keep going at the defensive tackles.
I just don't understand how the Eagles were able to leave this draft with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, it's kind of jacked up. Every year.
Howie is the master of just having players fall. And that's the thing with the trade, too. So the Eagles got 40 and 78, and they gave up 50, 53, and 161. Like, I would absolutely do that for DeJean. But I'm just happy that they jumped the Packers. I'm happy he's not in the NFC North.
Is that what they did? Did they pick DeJean?
Yeah.
Who just picked DeJean?
The Eagles.
They win the draft every year.
Eagles.
Oh my God.
But again, they jumped the Packers, which
and the Ravens.
gold star. Good for them.
I guarantee you they're drafting him to play safety.
That's the thing that's so great about DeJean is that you can play him at nickel or safety, whichever you want right now. And then depending on what happens with Jair, because who knows what goes through that guy's head. He's insane. If he ends up maybe not being there for some reason, they trade him. He can play outside too. He can literally play all 3 secondary positions. So, I mean, that's fantastic for them.
You know what? Number 32. I always thought of him on the Eagles. I think he was a safety. I can't think of his name right now, but he kind of got exposed, and I don't know if it was always his fault. He just had pieces around him that they just weren't communicating whatsoever. And part of the reason why the Eagles fell off the cliff last year was secondary communication issues. Man, you could see the miscommunications going on the field, but I think that number 32 took the brunt of the blame. And I think Cooper DeJean is there to, I guess, push him for his job. I think his name is Reed Blankenship. Am I correct? Anybody know? Oh, nobody. Maybe nobody knows who he is, but that's a great selection for them, man. I like that pick.
Did they trade within the division? Eagles, Commanders?
I don't know.
Eagles, Commanders. That's that Magic Johnson effect.
That was our pick.
Man, oh man, oh man. So we got a corner.
Guys, Jackson Powers Johnson is still there.
I'm concerned with him because of concussion issues.
How many did he suffer in college?
I couldn't figure out an exact number, but I mean the fact that he was talked about as potentially a bottom of the first, top of the second round guy, and he's fallen as far as he has. I just know that a couple of teams have just taken him off their board entirely.
Really?
Other ones have some trepidation.
Drop to 75. I'll take him.
There's also some character stuff with him that came out kind of late in the process, but I mean obviously take that with a grain of salt.
Doc Jr. had a quick question for you. Doc, he wants to know, do you think the NFL letting players wear that head cap or that guard during games? What do you think about that? Anybody protecting their brains? Hey, man, but let me shut up. He asked you.
It's funny. I was just talking about this today with some people, and some people were hating on it. Like, it's stupid. You're never going to get players to wear it because it looks dumb. I mean, I put it this way. Don't be that kid who in high school ends up busting their brain open because it's not cool enough wearing a helmet when you're biking to school. Like, if it's better, if it reduces your concussion chance by 20%, even if it's as low as that, why would you not do it? Like, it's you only get one brain. You don't, and that's not the obvious stuff too. It's the long-term effects, right? You see the CTE, suicide, all that jazz. It should be something that honestly becomes mandatory. And it's one of those ones where right away people are gonna be like, it looks stupid, it's not cool. Start to introduce it in the lower levels. And in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be the standard, right? And it's just simple as that.
We talking for games?
So yeah, right now they wear them in practice, and they just made it that you can, if you want to, wear it during games.
You can imagine some guys that have concussion protocol on their resume, making choices like that or being kind of nudged to make a choice like that, Coach, can't you?
Yeah, I you know what, man? I go back and that old school mentality in me won't let me just straight and linearly speak on the topic because that part of it. But I agree with Doc, right? We got to make some steps forward. I think the strides we made over the last, I don't know, put a number on the Doc, right? 10, 15 years have been tremendous. Yeah, obviously it's not enough to go to zero, but what I think about is, what I'm saying, like the weird part about football is if you start trying to go like, I don't know, pure safety, pure, what's really right, man. It's a gladiator sport. These dudes if it's definitely the head injury is a thing, right? But you know what I'm saying? It's like me sitting here right now, right? You know what I'm saying? I got herniated L4, L5, 2 and 3, Doc. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I'm sitting here with a laundry list of disability injuries from being in the military, right? So it's like you're gonna get beat up. Yeah, let's not have it beat ahead, but I don't know.
The way I put it is
the way they play it all, though. I mean, it won't.
No.
It's just a
that's
style
the thing.
thing.
It's literally aesthetic. Like if it's different, it's like if you had to choose between looking right now how we view it kind of dumb with an extra padding on, or taking kickoffs out, or taking certain ways of tackling out. Give me the stupid helmet. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Put it on the inside. I don't know.
What say you, Adam? Because and by the way, they just I want to see before you answer that. What did you think about the comp, Cooper DeJean and Malcolm Jenkins? I thought it was a pretty good comp.
What was who the comp for who?
The Cooper DeJean, the comp on TV was Malcolm Jenkins.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch part of that, but I'm staying focused on here. Yeah, great comp. I think that's a great comp. Going to the helmet thing, though, I mean, I played football for 4 years in high school, and I played Little League football, and I played all that. And I ended up getting a pretty rough concussion my senior year that took me out for a game. But back then, you sat one game, and then you were right back into it. I don't know. They have ways of designing things. You look at all these designs coming out, and you see the new helmets and the new uniforms every year. They can design that stuff on the outside to still look cool. They've got to have someone that can be paid $1 million to come up with something creative to look cool with it. Don't you think? I mean,
hey, we're on it tomorrow. We're gonna start right away.
There you go.
Really quickly, man, just for the sake of everybody's channel, Adam Mason, your channel, Second City Gridiron, and Coach T, and the Nomad Network. Please, everybody subscribe. If you're new to any of these channels, please subscribe, man. We all need your support, not just one of us, but each and every last one of us. Do us that favor. We're out here working our butts off, putting good content out for you guys, sometimes great content. I have to pat myself on the back along with these gentlemen. Some great stuff that we all putting out, man. So do us a good favor, man. It's painless and it's priceless to hit the subscribe button, man. So please do that for us all. It'd be nice to see a nice little bump in subscriptions after the show. But thank you.
And on that note, I got to run, guys. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was awesome chatting, and I'm excited to come back on again.
Hey, Mason, thank you, man. You're family around here, man. You're welcome at any time. I will be in touch with you.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of the draft.
Thanks.
You too.
Looks like we've had 4 wide receivers, 4 defensive tackles, and 2 cornerbacks in the last 10 picks. So they're going through little streaky spurts.
Yeah, I want at minimum see number 75, man. Like,
oh man, so you guys think there's a DB run about that?
Oh, I thought DB run and wide receiver run was going to dominate this beginning of the second round. I'm surprised by all the DTs that went off the board so quick. You knew that it would come off during the second round, but that fast early on was a little shocking.
Kamari to the Texans. Kamari lasted there.
We still got some good names out there, though, on the DT space. Jenkins, Hall, Lovett, Wingo, Carter, Dorless.
Great defensive ends, too. I mean, you still got Adiza Isaac, Chris Braswell, Marshawn Nealand, and Jonah Ellis, and Austin Booker. And I know I'm missing someone or two, but, I mean, there's still good options when we get to 75. I'm actually excited about
that. Is the name. I think Mo Kamara is going to be just a hard person to deal with, even though he's smaller, shorter. Dude, just productive, man. And that's what grabs my eye when I look at college tape. I mean, the measurables are great, but dude is productive. I mean, that speaks to heart, which is underrated.
That's the way I see Austin Booker, though, too. We actually brought him in for a top 30 visit, and he doesn't have the high sacks, but his pressures, I mean, I think he generated almost 30 pressures alone in the limited amounts of snaps that he had. So I was impressed with Booker, and we brought him in for a top 30.
Austin Booker.
I think Braylon Trice and Marshawn Nealand are the two. To me, they're the two guys that I think are getting severely overlooked right about now. And I think people are waiting on those guys more and less than they devalue them. I believe that's just my opinion. But I think both of those guys bring you high edge production right off the bat. First Sunday they hit the field, I think they can produce.
I love Trice. I agree with whoever spoke on Mo Kamara. Mo Kamara his tape reminded me a little bit like Jared Verse in the sense of how he gets off blocks. Like some of those dudes have this knack of like they make a move here and there to get off a block. So offensive linemen have a good, you know what I'm saying, a good grab on them, a good base on them, and they make a quick twitch here and there, and they just move off blocks and especially in the run game. I remember last year I was away from Bears media for the offseason, and I came back for the draft, and I picked both Pickens and Dexter in the second day, and I strictly looked at their ability to reset the line of scrimmage because at the time, Jones, our defensive lineman that just departed, like we were getting pushed back up front so bad. Like the linebackers didn't have a chance. And I'm like, forget pass rush. We got to get to third down. Like teams have first down, first down, second down, first down again. Like we can't even get to third down. So guys that I start with guys that can reset the line of scrimmage and then get it. But I agree with you, Nomad. I love Trice, man. I think, again, he gets with the right coach and the right strength program, and they simplify. I think he has two. This sounds weird, but I think he might have one or two too many pass rush moves right now. Just master two, and then put those other two in your toolbox. You know what I'm saying? For a little while, and then break them out a little bit later. You know what I'm saying?
Beat the power, come off the edge, do a jump hop, whatever that is, spike, whatever. Just do those two things. I agree with you, man. Just turn two of them into your calling card, and you have a counter to get to either one of them, vice versa.
Right.
Then you start adding once you master. Yeah. I agree with that concept 100%. But there's definitely a corner run going on. I think the Cardinals just grabbed Max Melton. I think he's a slot corner. So let's see if they go after slot corners after this. He's specifically a slot corner, in my opinion. And Cornelius wants to know, why is Adonai Mitchell falling? I think Adonai had a fast 40 time and it got everybody excited.
I don't know if it was warranted or not, but there were rumors that he had work issues, that he was lazy. So there were rumors that knocked him out of the first round for that. And I don't know if teams came across that, something about his attitude and not being able to work hard. I don't know.
That happens to somebody every year, and I always wonder what's going on there. Is it some agent that got jealous because he didn't pick him, some shit like that? But you never know. It could be some merit to it. Probably everybody doesn't have great work ethic. I didn't always have it when I got to school, man. But I hurried up and got my ass in gear. But work ethic is something that's not given. You have to practice that, man. And sometimes that, word gets out that you lazy and you don't want to, do the stuff that you need to do. People are going to find out about it, man, when they want to know something about you.
I think he had an incident on the sideline at Texas too, Adonai Mitchell. So that
he had what now?
He had an issue during the game on the sideline where he blew up or had some type of temper issue, and so I think his character has kind of come under some question since, along with some other stuff. But he's definitely 6'4", 200 pounds, runs a 4.3. Something happened.
You hate to see that happen to people. People got to remember, man, these are kids. At the end of the day, they're kids getting ready to play an adult game. And the thing about college, I tell this to everybody, that shit doesn't come with a manual. There's more information out there for them to learn and figure out things as they go, the politics of it. Now they have
20s, man.
What's that?
I said they in their 20s, man. He's practically,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, some of that stuff, you can take some of that and kind of, brush it off your shoulder. They've got to grow up. And when they get into this league, some of the stuff that they've been doing and getting away with in college, they'll find out, depending on the locker room and the culture that you have, that doesn't fly on this level. You got to learn how to be a professional. And so sometimes it's just as simple as letting them see that firsthand or telling them that firsthand, and they get it. They see the person in front of them or next to them behaving like a professional, and they tend to emulate what they see. So, I hope he gets drafted soon, man. I hope that doesn't end up, making him slide too far, but it is kind of surprising.
Another good pickup by the Cardinals, Max Melton. Another Pro Bowl. I want to say Pro Bowl, Senior Bowl standout, Max Melton.
They're saying in the chat that the Raiders took Jackson Powers Johnson.
JPJ,
that would mean that they traded with Green Bay. Oh no, my bad. They're
Green Bay's next. Yeah,
it's a good pickup for the Raiders.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. Except who is he protecting?
It's got to be Gardner Minshew this year. I don't know.
I love
Minshew mania.
Yeah, he always finds a way to stick around.
I love messing with Raiders fans out there. So two of my closest friends are Raiders fans, man.
I don't. I live in Vegas. I'm sick of them.
You're well aware. You're
Do me
well
a favor.
aware.
Do me a favor. Hey, you guys start with Coach. Who was your biggest first round surprise anywhere in the first round?
Oh, it's going to be consensus.
Go ahead, Adam. Who was it for you?
Well, it's got to be Atlanta taking quarterback from Washington. Now I'm brain farting, but doing
Michael
that.
Penix Jr.
Penix Jr. After you just signed, I mean, if they didn't sign a 4-year, $180 million deal, I can see that not, going the other way. But to $100 million guaranteed, 4-year, 100, and then for their GM to double down this morning and say quarterbacks in the NFL today can sit 4 or 5 years, that's just you got so many other. I don't have anything against Michael Penix Jr. I think he's one of the best prospects. I think he's going to have he could go other places and do phenomenal. But to take him there when they clearly needed a cornerback and an edge and other pieces, I don't know, that one I was laughing. I was laughing and partially because we were picking next, and I love the fact that now we could get Rome. But all I could do is laugh. I was sitting there I can't believe this is happening. This is unreal.
You feel the same, Coach, or you saw something different?
No, I was more. Of course, I agree with Adam on the. I guess it's the deal before that, right? I'm gonna state the obvious. The Kirk signing was the big mystery for me. It was just, I don't know. It was bad to me coming off an Achilles injury. I know you need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I live here. You know what I'm saying? People barely got with Matt Ryan when he was here. So I just didn't understand it. And it was a weird offseason for quarterbacks anyway, right? So we had, what was the count on quarterbacks in this draft that people had values on? And then free agency had another 4 or so that were decent quarterbacks. So you add that 10 and people want to talk about the trade market for Justin at the time. When you have 10 quarterbacks that don't require assets for you to part ways with assets, and then you got a guy. That's why I was all about the timing of the trade for Justin. If you didn't do it early, I thought it was going to be a disaster anyway. So it's a weird situation.
Well, what's that? He's coming off an injury. Maybe that's it's just as simple as that, man.
Yeah, but why give him $100+ million coming off an Achilles injury of all injuries?
What kills me even more is
I'm going to answer that because Ryan Pace is somewhere in that building. I think that's the real answer. That's the real answer to the question. Ryan Pace.
It's insert lurking meme now.
He's peeking behind the door somewhere.
I will say this: I don't disagree with the concept of letting rookie quarterbacks sit. Now I know Penix is a little bit older, which that kind of kills me when people mention that a guy that's 25, he's an old rookie. But I mean, good quarterbacks are playing into their late 30s now. I mean, if they stay healthy. So I really kind of appreciate the fact that they might let him sit for a couple of years. I'm not sure how Atlanta structured Kirk Cousins' contract, but they may be able to get out of that contract in 2 years with minimal. Yes.
You see the first linebacker off the board?
I already know who it is. I ain't even looking at it. And I told you. Well, we knew it was either going to be between Cooper or what's our guy in North Carolina?
Peyton Wilson, my brother, Peyton Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me.
I told you Adrian Cooper was that dude.
No, you didn't tell me. We knew that they were it was a consensus that they were the top 2 linebackers, and Peyton Wilson does have an injury history, so I'm not mad at Adrian Cooper.
Hey, that man.
Let me tell you something. Without the injury history, Peyton Wilson he's that dude. Now the only thing lurking over him is that injury history. That dude was timed at 23 plus miles an hour during one play during the season. So if he stays healthy, there's Pro Bowls in his future, and possibly Cooper too, because he's a hell of a player.
Hey, when you gonna tell him
Hey,
you
don't
pregnant
say
by
that,
Peyton
man.
Wilson,
You
man?
went to the back.
I'm sorry,
When you gonna tell him you pregnant by Peyton Wilson?
man. See, there you go. You got a lack of oxygen over there or something. So you're ready to pass out. Peyton Wilson's a good player.
Yeah, he is, man.
You'll see.
Yeah, he's tough. I know he's tough. Yeah, man. Linebacker, that is a surprise right there. Bellissimo thinks it's an overdrive. Getting him
I'm so glad the Packers didn't take Tyler Nubin. That was a fear of mine. I didn't want him in the division.
I was worried about that too.
I'm gonna miss his
actually.
last
That
point
was-
right there too. He said Vegas announced JPJ as a guard.
Ooh, we got our first running back off the board. Bellissimo said the Panthers got Jonathan Brooks there. Is that the first running back off? I think so.
Yeah, it's definitely the first one off, but it would have been him or Trey Benson, who was the other guy that I think is going to be just a bell cow.
Isn't John Brooks hurt?
Yeah, Jonathan
Yeah,
Brooks
he's coming off of ACL, but it happened in I believe October or November. They said he'd be ready for training camp.
Coach, this is you right here. Bellissimo saying the Raiders have announced JPJ as a guard.
He just said that.
Oh, my bad. I was looking at something else. But wow, I could see that.
Not a bad way to transition into the league either. He's played both. He's played both center and guard.
I'm surprised Jonathan Brooks, the first running back coming off here. I think that's nuts. But he's without that what was it, the ACL? You say?
Yeah, he had an ACL. I still think Benson was a better back. This is really the first year that Brooks, he backed up your guy at Atlanta last year, and he played behind both the running backs from Texas last year.
Brooks gives you some Aaron Jones vibes, doesn't he? When you watch
Jones, yeah,
A little bit.
not as twitchy.
Yeah, but he's slashy like him for sure.
He's a good running back.
I'm glad he's off Green Bay, man. I know he just went to Minnesota, but
Yeah, I think Aaron, you get a different back than the guy they got. You gotta worry about him running the ball. Aaron, you gotta worry about him running and catching.
I think Aaron he'll be different at Minnesota. I think the Packers, they just used him in the way they used him was just straight to all his strengths, and he was certainly a bear killer.
Ryan Poles, do something already.
there's Nubin gone.
Yeah, Nubin to me was a first rounder. I had no clue why teams were having him fall so far. He was special to me, but we didn't need a safety.
I hate waiting, man, because I just see all these great players going off the board that I got so highly rated, man. That just makes my stomach turn, man. It really does. I'm greedy like that. I want
It's an adjustment though, isn't it, Nomad? Like we're used to having multiple picks.
That's why he wants to trade next year, man. You fall in love with these guys. You look at film of them for 6 months and you just envision them in that navy and orange.
We already had our Christmas yesterday. That having 2 picks in the top 10 was it this year. Now next year we get the smorgasbord of having 10 picks next year. That'll be.
I saw the presser today, man. With Caleb and Odunze, man. They on cloud 9, boy. I mean cloud 9. I mean and don't come in there and mention Justin one time. You better not say one thing. Just say Justin one time.
The chat's on those.
Somebody gonna turn Candyman on your
It's
ass.
the incumbent.
You gonna see Candyman come right the fuck out of the mirror or something.
Man, I don't know if there was anyone that was more high on Justin than I was. I was all in, drinking the Kool-Aid. I was seeing the incremental growth, wanting him to make it. But that's what we do with any player we have. And some of that translated to automatic negativity because there was so much focus on Caleb before Justin was traded away. But I'll tell you, once Justin got traded away, listening more and more, watching the Pivot podcast, listening to Caleb the last couple days and listening to him the presser today, I'm so impressed with him. I'm so grateful.
Trying to grow on you, isn't he?
Oh, he's grown full fledged.
No, Adam, you can't do that. No,
Well,
if
hey,
you
listen, guys.
you were all in the whole time.
Yeah, listen to Coach. This is what everyone's saying.
Everybody-
You can't come around. You can't be a fan because you weren't a fan to start with. So you can't.
Yeah. I got a gatekeep. You're not a fan. You had to be.
About to say that you got to go see the gatekeeper first.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I think everybody in here has been labeled as a Caleb hater, and that was never the case for me. I mean, I just thought that Justin plus the picks was just more value, and it was never anything against Caleb. I mean, he's a good young man. I don't care.
I was never a Caleb hater. If anything, I was the only pro Caleb person, but I also like Justin. I was fair to both.
Go back to your room. Okay, so
Never.
So here's the thing, right? It was just, and I saw Dan Weirder tweeting yesterday, like the Bears, something about the Hall and with his sarcasm. You know what I'm saying? Take your victory laps, be it may. But here's the thing. Again, it was funny because the simulcast with the other channel yesterday was, I've seen the Bears win the Super Bowl before, right? I'm not interested. While I'm interested in that, I'm not interested in that as much as I am them dominating the division and dominating the league for years to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that look like? So yeah, we still don't necessarily get the Hall. We build a good football team, but then at some point, Ryan has to become a regular GM. You know what I'm saying? He has to become the and he chose that path. Shout out to him. But I want us to be in the conversation. Even like today. Did y'all notice today, even with that, all the attention is supposed to be on us, right? Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, 1-9. What dominated the national headlines? Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm watching this and I'm like, bro, y'all can't bring yourselves to focus on Chicago to save your life, even when we got the number one guy and number 9. The only way that's going to happen is if we kick teams' ass year after year after year and then maybe steal some. They'll still get up in the morning, or the news cycle on ESPN, and find their way to weasel their way out of talking about Chicago. That drives me nuts.
Well, and we had to be purely dominant in the 80s to even be the first story up. I mean, I don't know what it is about that. And we know John Madden said the NFL is better when the Bears are good.
Well, let me interrupt you guys right quick, and you guys can carry on, man. We just got a couple of guys that went off. Jaguars took defensive tackle Mason Smith from LSU. The Bengals are taking Michigan defensive tackle Chris Jenkins. Jeez. So the tackle run is not over, but carry on, fellas.
We're definitely going defensive end now.
Yeah, and I love Adam's take on the whole situation, right? Because the pivot interview did it for me. Like, matter of fact, the crazy part about the whole situation, right? The people that want to gatekeep, Caleb fandom. Sorry, Freudian slippage there, right? Standem. The people that want to gatekeep it. The funny part is they're doing a bad job from my perspective, right? I'm only one channel. They're doing a bad job of representing what I've come to learn who he's really is. He says stuff like, "Why are we ducking?" He's like, "I'm not running from anything. I want it. I want all the smoke." But when you get into these debates with them, you're like, "Okay, well, give me a stat line." It's hard to predict. They will do swim moves, all kind of pass rush moves to get out of giving a stat line. I'm like, well, if that's your dude, you ride for him so hard. Why won't you give a stat line? Why won't you give us a win-loss total? Why won't you give us a playoff prediction? Like, stand with your dude. Y'all don't even represent him like you say you do.
You know what my problem with it is I've seen or heard a couple of podcasters mention my name in conversations about, he doesn't know what he's talking about, shows he doesn't know football. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Because Ryan Post made a decision that went in alignment with what you thought might happen based on what he said is a financial decision that he wanted to start over with the rookie contract, not what Justin Fields couldn't do. That whole thing. I
Shut
haven't
the
said
whole
not
channel
a word.
down, Nomad. Just shut it down.
I don't. I won't say a word to any of them, man. But that's the shit that really that pisses me off. Like, so you know more football than the next guy because of that. All of a sudden, man, get the fuck out of here. But I won't say those names.
I'm glad I am more like the way I am. I need to be won over by stuff, and maybe that is because we've had such a terrible history lately where it's just gone south, and I want to see us, stop doing that and continue to work on someone and progress. But I'd rather do the deep dive into it and figure out what I like and don't like about someone, and take the time and not just be a fan over someone because they're just the automatic. I'd rather understand it. And then the more I've gotten to know Caleb, that's what I'm saying. The more I've seen these interviews, the more I watch him, and hearing that he stuck around after Rome got drafted and that he celebrated Rome's moment with him. And then the presser this morning, I don't know if you guys saw that, but he went first and then Rome went second. And they said he stood right off the side of the stage and watched Rome instead of leaving. Like, he seems like he's everything they're advertising him to be, a team player, really devoted and dedicated. Then I watch him walking with his girlfriend and his mom from his hotel to the draft, and little moments where he starts to pump himself up. And then when he walks out onto the stage and he says, "Let's go," like those things, they're winning me over with him because it's showing he has that fire. This really is his life. It's not just Hollywood. It's not just all the other stuff. He's really devoted and dedicated to this, and he really does want to chase greatness. He wants to chase number 12 and win 8 championships and be here for 20 years. I like everything I learned, but I want to be won over like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick, Coach, man. We got
go ahead.
We got a supporter of all three of us, Randy B. All you guys got good channels. I'm subscribed to all of them. Shout out to Randy B.
Shout out to Randy. We don't know nothing about football though, Randy. Though that's.
Go ahead, my fault, Coach.
I was gonna say, right. I think the best question I was asked, coming off the Justin decision, was about a guy I got started with Chicago Bears 24/7. And I didn't know if he was being sarcastic, but I thought it was a good question. He was like, "Well, where did you miss it? Where did you miss it? Where did you miss it in the whole series of over the months?" And I said, "Man, like Adam just said, I will go with for the reason that I missed it. I'm okay with, because guess one thing that I don't do. I don't do games and I don't do politics, and so." It was the politics of it all. I feel like was what that factored into it, and I don't, what I'm saying. I don't see even in my corporate job today. Like I engage it like I'm a football coach. I'm straightforward. What I'm saying. I attack shit. I attack it head on. I'm a little bit too blunt sometimes and sometimes I get caught up and tripped up in the politics game where I don't see stuff coming. And I guess what? I don't mind that. I'll live my life like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have time for mind games. You know what I'm saying? So I'll miss it every time if that's what it's about.
I just really and I'm being straight up blood honest with you. The situation that they have this kid set up in, I don't think you can be in a better insulated position to be successful than what they put together for this kid.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so as a fan, how could you not be excited about that? Of course, we wish it could happen for Justin, but that's behind us. It's in the rear view. What we can do now is be excited about what the fuck we got on the field, and it looks exciting to me, man. We've got an offense to match the defense that we had, a top 5, top 10 defense in the league the last couple of years, or at least last couple of years. And so I think the combination of them both, they will play in each other's hands in different ways, and that's a lot to be excited about, man. I feel like I like our chances against pretty much anybody. I can't really think of a team and look at our team on paper and say that we can't compete with them today.
Right.
I don't. That's just how I feel deep down.
Yeah. My biggest thing is, again, it's not the next 3 years. It's the next 10 years. And thinking about, and I know this is probably way too far ahead of time, but thinking about when these defensive contracts start flipping over, right? And what happens after that, and what does Ryan do with that, right? What happens when Caleb pans out and he becomes that dude, and you start having to play the game of, well, I gotta by then $300 million quarterback, and then everybody else is making peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Like we become everybody else.
Real quick,
Well, that's why you got to win the Super Bowl in the next year, really in the next 2 years. That's really what he has to do. You have to do it in the next 2 years. This is honestly why the Hall, like I hate, considering what we're talking about, this is why the Hall made sense, because it fit the window. You would have you would have depth at every position. And next year, worst come to worst, you go get a quarterback and you're in the race. You're looking at potentially, you're looking at playoff case scenario next year. The year after, you might be going a heck of a lot further than just the playoffs. We're still somewhat in that mold, and that's what's kind of interesting about what's been done. We're still kind of in that mold. The only hang up I have about the whole situation was just that Ryan took forever to do the darn thing. Waited a really long time, and it actually cost capital to wait as long. I think all of us would have been a lot happier and easier if you just ripped the Band-Aid off, a couple of weeks earlier.
You can't talk about that, Keith.
Real quick, guys. Mikey Samerstill just went to the Commanders. Another slot corner. That's the second slot corner come off the board.
You can't talk about that. You can't talk about, you know what I'm saying? One, you can't use the word investigate, the timeline. Definitely don't use the word investigate. It's always the tweets that you don't mean to go viral. So I used the word investigate. I was like, so after watching the Pivot interview, I didn't know. Maybe I'll ask, because it's a large group of us. Did anybody else know that the decision was made without the physicals? I knew about the top 30.
So I preached about that for a couple of weeks, Coach. How do you do this without getting the physical?
Yeah, but nobody knew it didn't have
the physical. Wearing me out about that too, man.
How do you do it without seeing his medicals?
Yeah, so that part was a revelation to me, and I'm like, okay, it's that whole military side of me, right? When you do an inspection and you find an Irish pennant, we call it, the little piece of cloth hanging off something, you pull it and then you look for more. So, I'm like, all right, what else don't I know? Like, let's look at this whole timeline, right? And to Keith's point, again, the business side kicks in and says the only leverage that you have in negotiations, the only leverage a car dealer has for a desperate customer, right? When you walk into the dealership, is time, right? If he knows you're desperate, he knows you want to walk out of there with a car, and it's getting closer to closing time, he can sell you what he wants to sell you.
True.
Just an old man. I'm just an old man talking.
I just, man, do this. You know what, man? Once you look at it, put it under a microscope, man. I don't know that I can't remember a better situation we've been in my life, man. I really can't.
Let me ask the group this, because I'm definitely, now y'all triggered me.
I'm sorry.
Let me ask the group this. No, let me ask the group this, right? So 5, 7, 10 years from now, they do a documentary on this whole experience, right?
Coach, because your boy just got selected. Pittsburgh, Zach Frazier.
Oh, snap.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, they got
on him, man.
Do you notice what's dropping today?
Richard.
And they got Troy Fatanu, by the way.
Those high-level tackles that were expected to go early second round are dropping, like Kingsley Samacha blah 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 from BYU and Patrick Paul from Houston.
That's a good thing.
They're both dropping, so that'd be, if one of those guys falls to us at 75, we got our swing tackle.
I haven't looked at tackles either.
It's not even fixing the defense, but Ryan Poles mentioned how this is a deep tackle class. 8 of those go in the first round. Now these guys are falling in the second round. If one of those makes, those are steals at 75.
All I know is that offensive line they had in Pittsburgh was suffering, and I think they just cleaned up they did a nice job here, man, getting Fatanu and Zach Frazier. Wow. Those are the only 2 picks so far that I know of has been offensive linemen. That's called committed to the trenches and making sure, knowing that that's your problem and getting that cleaned up and making sure whoever you got back there gets the proper opportunity to shine. And I think
called doing it the right way.
That was their biggest weakness. They needed wide receivers too, but didn't they pick up like 2 or 3 mid-level wide receivers in free agency?
That's a good question. I don't know who they got.
Look it up.
Zach Frazier's nice, man. I like them better than JPJ. I'll tell you straight up.
You're getting close, gang. We finna hit the 60s pretty soon.
He's the strongest interior lineman product.
The question I was gonna ask, it's probably pretty straightforward though, was, you know what I'm saying, when they recap this thing in 5, 7, 10 years from now, right? Win, lose, or draw. I think there's 3 storylines, 3 big storylines in the documentary. If I'm making this documentary, actually 4, right? There's Ryan Poe's storyline that I want to know, and I would detail the timeline. I would want to know Justin Fields' storyline. I want to know Caleb Williams' storyline, and then for added fun to the straw that stirs the drink, the fans, from the fans' perspective. But who doesn't watch this documentary?
Somebody.
Yo, I'm all in. I'm buying stock.
Hey, coach, we should tag team and fucking do it, man. We do the goddamn documentary.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was telling people. I was like, y'all, you guys, if you get mad at somebody saying they want to know the timeline, that's exactly what the fuck you would get in the documentary. So why would you be hypocrites and say we don't need to know anything? That's crazy to me. But
A.D. Mitchell's gone to the Colts.
Zach Frazier is the wrestler. It's crazy.
That's
No, that would make a crazy documentary. To be honest with you, I hope it comes out. I'd like to get an understanding of exactly what went down. Right, that timeline is key because that's all that matters to me, man. The fan base was really hurting there for a couple of months. I wish I could say they weren't. Things were split, things were fractured, and we all really should have been on the same page. And Ryan Poles had the ability to make that the case, right? He really did. And more importantly than the fan base, he had the ability to probably get a much higher level pick, right? So these are the 2 things that I'm kind of interested in just finding out what shook out there really. Why, was it really just you wanted to do right by the kid? If that's the case, all right, I'll shut up. But I highly doubt that was really the case. Only time will tell, bro.
I know looking at it in hindsight, there's something that got dropped. Some ball got dropped. Maybe a couple of them, man. Me and Nomad agreed. I don't doubt Pose's sincerity on how he felt about Justin Fields. I think there's people may not want to hear this, but I think in every GM there's a shrewd operator and there's a cutthroat in every last one of them. Why? Because you need to be that way. I think sometimes in business stuff, and in order to operate fully at your full capacity, you have to be willing to do some things that are uncomfortable to you.
I like that, Rich.
Well, that's why I would have kept. I'd have kept Justin. The closer I got to the draft, I thought, you know what? It wouldn't have been a bad idea to keep Justin and draft Caleb. Because you're paying the last year of his contract, and he did right by Justin, but you know what? The best interest of the team has always got to trump everything else.
I don't think Carr would have had that though.
Well, you clearly know from everything that's transpired, we would have got more by holding on to him now. But look at the steps that have taken. There was some turmoil still within the fan base, within other people, about Caleb Williams. The steps that took place, they had Keenan Allen come to his pro day, which was a huge step to be able to intermingle the team, and then having the team go to dinner with him on the top 30 visit instead of the brass, and then having Caleb interact with Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen and DJ Moore before the draft even took place to spend time throwing together. These things would have been hindered with Justin in the way. And as much as I love Justin, it's about culture at this point. It's about taking the step to moving on. You can't move on with your new girlfriend if you got your old girlfriend hanging on to your
Sure you can.
I try to see Adam. It's 2024, bro.
Here's the other thing.
Both girlfriends at the same time.
Adam, I think it's dependent on who the players are. I think Justin given what he's shown as far as character and working. You always hear him talk about, when I was a sophomore in high school, I just wanted to be able to go to college and play football. He wasn't set on playing in the NFL. Now that he's here, I think he appreciates it, and I think he'd have been a good soldier.
Hey, Mitchell goes to Indianapolis, by the way.
You would have had a divided locker room though. Even DJ Moore.
I don't think so. Because even when you look back at Joe Montana and Steve Young, they traded for Steve Young from Tampa Bay, and there was competition between those two guys. They both still won championships though.
Chris, you should have watched the whole Pivot interview and hear the story he did.
I watched the Pivot interview.
So do you remember the part when Ryan pressed him about why did you go to Oklahoma knowing that this guy was in the Heisman running? Why would you go there and then get upset because they didn't start you? It would have been definitely some shit, no question about that.
Yeah, man.
So
I don't think Carl would have had it either. I think Carl wanted some assurances. You know what I'm saying? He wanted some assurances that was going to be the case. I wouldn't even. I'm with Adam. I wouldn't even been a fan of that because I've been like somebody gonna get choked out. That becomes a dangerous situation, man. On game day, somebody gonna get choked out.
So
I don't think I don't think it's a good idea to have them both on the same team at all. I think that's a crazy thought.
Competition.
But my beef is just like if you're thinking you're gonna make this move, just pull. If you're gonna be the shrewd guy, be the shrewd guy.
Yeah.
Be the shrewd. Be the dictator. If you're a dictator,
You're saying do it before the combine. Get it before all the drama.
Do it.
I said in February. I said they should have pulled the trigger.
We're moving away from Justin Fields. Send me your offers. We're moving away from our quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a new quarterback.
You knew December 31st, bro. Let's keep it a beat.
That's what I'm saying. I had a feeling he did too. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Let's keep it a beat. You knew December 31st. Pull the trigger late January, mid-January, late January. Go to the combine, clean slate. Yeah. Like that's what triggered everything. Because I'm like, okay, if you're gonna pull the trigger without the medicals, without the top 30, you could have pulled it in February.
Man, and if you waited this long, you must be sticking with the kid. Oh snap! You're going the other way. 2 months later, we're all going crazy.
Hold on, Kansas State tight end Ben Sinnott just took off to the Commanders, bro.
Barrissimo, you need this guy for us, man.
He got that hot tub cooking, man.
Hot tub time machine. Ben Sinnott's gonna be a very good player, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Very good football player.
Well-rounded tight end.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you can't do, man. There's nothing in line, out in the slot, man. You put him wherever you want to. Line him up at you can get anything out of that guy, man. He's gonna be valuable.
Oh, Calvin, we've all let it go, man. We're just interested in how we got to where we're at, right? Like it will be interesting, and like Coach T said, it'll be interesting.
I'm gonna watch. Listen, that's what I said. Everybody talking about, I get it, let it go. I get that. You're gonna watch the documentary.
Damn straight.
We're just giving you a preview. That's all it is. You're gonna watch the doc.
It's a done deal, Calvin, man. We just ain't nothing to it, man. Don't pay no attention to that. It's a done deal, man. We've moved on, man.
Oh yeah, and not only have we moved on, we're hype about Caleb, man. Like I think we're gonna see an offensive resurgence, an offense like we've never seen in Chicago.
We are Bear fans. That's why I hate being called a Caleb hater. I'm for whoever's going to help the Chicago Bears win. Have always.
When they get down to it, we get like that. And then when it's like name calling, then I flip the switch and become an asshole. And I say, I'll meet you outside. I'll meet you outside in front of the stadium. Not the fight. I mean, I'll show you my tickets. You show me yours, and then we'll go watch the game from our various sections. I'm gonna be a Caleb. I'm gonna be a Bears fan no matter what.
Oh, I'm definitely coming to slap you upside your motherfucking head.
There you go.
That's what I'm doing. And I got my girlfriend will have the bond money. If you that bad as you are on with a keyboard in front of you in real life, you catching them. Sorry. Catching at least one. I ain't gonna say
Who said Levant? I said I already applied for that job. Levante. Matter of fact, me and Berlise were talking about making it.
Making the documentary?
Heck yeah.
You guys are real about it. I'm with it.
Bellissimo, we'll raise the money for you to come over here and get the
Shoot, there's plenty of footage out there. All you gotta do is get permission for people, various channels, go back into the archive. You're stupid. You're stupid.
Man,
you don't know shit about football. You don't know shit.
I think we out of everybody, I think we the one that caught the most smoke, man. Because you know what, man, I tell people this now, man. You know, I don't regret doing it 1 second, man. On the principle of it, I still feel the same way I feel about Justin Fields. If it was reversed, we were talking about Caleb Williams. I'd be feeling the same way if I felt like his talent had merit. I'm going to ride with him until he's no longer a Bear. That's just my mindset. I don't apologize for it. We've since moved on. He's in Pittsburgh now. Man, I hope he has a good career, but you know, I don't apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize for that. I would have done that and still do that.
Hey, Nomad, go see the key keeper.
Man, key keeper get rolled in this motherfucker.
Go see the key keeper.
Who we got next, man? Levante said, "Let's do something, Coach."
He said, "Let's do." Hey, man, it's all good. I listen. This is stretch enough for me to do a YouTube channel. That's the creative side. That's not my bag, man.
Hey, do me a favor, Bellissimo. Get back in that tub and tell me what happens at 75. Say these people die. This Ben Sinnott is nice, bro.
Super nice. Nice.
He's like a mixture of kind of Kelsey and Gronk. He can move, man. You know, he's a big dude.
Whoo.
Man. Hey, you guys, everybody watching the show, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Coach T, Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T, Adam Mason's channel. And of course, ours over here at the Nomad Network, man. We put out great content. I feel good by saying that. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. It would be nice to see a bump in subscriptions after the show. Appreciate you guys ahead of time. Cleveland Browns just select Mike Hall. There's your guy, kids. I think you were pretty happy about that.
No, that was Doc.
No, my guy.
That's a great pick right there. That's my guy.
That was the Doc. I don't care. The doodle likes him too.
I felt that guy was best in the 3-4 defense. I thought he was a 3-4 defensive.
Light.
Yeah, I think he fits a 3-4 much better than a 4-3.
You guys watch the right there on the draft coverage? Ben Sinnott playing hockey. He just laid a guy. I didn't even know he played hockey. Just laid a guy out.
That was crazy.
Hey, you guys, real quick, will you guys bear with me while we do a quick station ID? Let's hit it, man.
Hit it.
The best Chicago Bears content anywhere. Catch Nomad live pregame 1 hour prior to kickoff and Nomad at night postgame. And every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central on all the most popular streaming platforms. And only on the Nomad Network.
That is right, you guys. Keep up the support. And I'm speaking for all three of our content channels, man. Not just ours, man. I do think we put out some of the best content out there, and I stand by that, and I support that message.
I was going to say I can no longer use the best in my promo stuff.
Hey, you the best at all 22, no question about it, man. I think you're the best.
No, that's Bear. He's in the chat.
Bellissimo, he's right there with you. I think that's a. You know what? You're right, man. I think that's about a even Steven right there. But you giving the leg up to Bear, huh?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Bellissimo has that hot tub.
I don't want that. I don't want that pressure. I don't want that smoke.
I just want people to understand, and I'm speaking for, and I'm giving the coach and Bellissimo that people don't understand how much time it takes to really do that the right way. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Anybody can get an all 22 and break it down in ways that they want to break it down. But in order to break that all 22 down the right way, you have to understand the schematics of what's going on both sides of the ball, all 22 players, and know exactly what you're looking at on that play and why it's happening.
Yeah,
And
big picture and nuance. Yeah, I give him the edge, man. This is not cap, not sarcasm, bro. Bear goes way more into detail than I do. You know what I'm saying? I like to teach it from a macro standpoint, you know what I'm saying? Because you get, you know, yeah. This is just different approach to it. But yeah, he get it done, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling somebody the other day. We don't always get a chance to patronize each other's channels because, one, for me, I know me when I'm not doing this, you know what I'm saying? I got a whole tribe I'm running over here, and during the day, I got a major program and I got one program and 4 projects I run, so I don't get a chance to watch. That's why y'all see me pop in and pop out. Chance to get a break during the day, you know, but I don't get to watch whole programs. So times like this is times like these are special.
I just like to say Mike McDaniels is awesome. I just want to put that out there. I think he's awesome. That's a dope ass jacket he had on there. It was pretty slick. It was very Miami. I don't know if you guys can see it.
I just
probably one of the best Hard Knocks ever.
I just want to say all 22 makes me nauseous, and I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled to know that Barlissimo and Coach T do it well.
Hey, that's the funny part about that is this part of it, the off season, almost damn near have anxiety attack. Like, what are we gonna do? So that's why y'all saw me. I went extra hard on the guests. I was like, agree, disagree. I'm reaching out to everybody and their grandmama. A lot of these people I already knew, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna let people come on and talk and get their opinions, because if it ain't film, it ain't fun.
Man, I'm telling you, man, people watch, you know, some of this amateurish all 22 out there, man, and I don't say anything to anybody about
We
it.
ain't calling names.
I ain't gonna call no name. But it's funny that people support all of that and not really knowing not knowing that some of these guys don't know what the hell they're looking at, man. And I'm watching this stuff, like I just turned it off. But you know, anything you guys get entertainment out of looking at, I'm telling you guys, you guys do it.
Rich gonna make me look up that word, man. I didn't do too well on my SATs.
Okay, let me see.
Who cussing at me?
Oh
yeah, I like it.
Patrick Paul.
Might put that on my license plate.
Was falling.
Went to Miami.
Okay,
that would have been awesome for us to be able to snag him.
Yeah, you talked it up. You shouldn't have said his name, man. Damn it! Why don't
Shout out to Dick Long in the chat. I looked up the word. I like it. I might put that on my license plate.
Oh man.
That's the man's name. What are y'all laughing at?
Are you just mentioned Hard Knocks. You think we're a lock for Hard Knocks now? It's happening whether we like it or not.
Yep. No doubt.
Run it.
And to be honest, I'm going to be tuned in every episode. The players and everybody else will hate it, and it's probably not the best thing that can happen for the team. But I want to see it.
Jeff,
are they doing it? Have they talked about it at all?
No, but we've never had to do it before, and we don't meet any of the stipulations that will keep you from doing it. And hey, Bear's been to talk the whole off season, so why not?
Hey, Chris, before you take off, man, hang on a second, all right? What you just
I mean, they hate us from a media standpoint. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Is it something with the time zone and Chicago being Central Time? Which
I think it's just who the Bears are. The way, you know, they don't have the fanciest jerseys. It's a hard-nosed blue-collar city. It's just not flashy enough for America. You know, that's really what I think it is, because I've been watching the Bears religiously since 1969, and I've noticed that. Yeah, I know I'm old, brother. You talking about being old? I'm older than Brian, but
not
you know,
by much.
I just not by much, but I have seen that over the years. The Bears, until the mid '80s, when they really became dominant, That's the and they had to do a bunch of extra stuff to get that with the Super Bowl shuffle and a bunch of crazy stuff. But they were embraced for a few years. But first thing in the morning when you turn on the the talk shows, the morning sports stuff, they don't talk about the Bears.
Yeah, it's always the national stuff is always in the negative light. I thought maybe it had to do with something. I mean, it's the second, third largest media market that they throw around. Like that junk is crazy to me, bro.
They are so stuck and steeped in history. All you hear about is the historical Bears. It even comes through on the uniforms, man. And don't get me talking about them goddamn socks, man. I'm just those 100-year-old socks.
Somebody brought up
There's 100-year-old socks, man. Change the uniform, get some variation, make free agents want to come here because coach, as a coach, you know this, man, 100%. That if you think these young guys don't look at the uniforms that people are playing in,
Oh, the drip matter.
yes, people. Some of these people, Chris, argue with me all the time, man. Don't think that that's a fact that these young cats want to look good out there.
The drip matter, and they late on the white helmets. Like they had the opportunity, they open it up for them to come out with a third helmet. Do it, bro. Blue, orange, white. Go white on white. Go blue on blue. You gotta have the imagination of a kid when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Play a little mad with the uniforms. Go white on white, blue on blue, orange on orange. You know what I'm saying? A combination of everything. Look at what one of the first things Coach Prime did when he got to Colorado. He made sure that drip was right.
What a better time to do it than now? When is a better time to do it than now? You're trying to generate interest and getting the money together and get the excitement together to try to build a new stadium. What better time to do that and get the fans all excited with what just happened in this drive? I mean, I said it to Kevin Warren. I tagged him and I said, this is a window of opportunity. You want to start getting some variations and making some sales and getting some stuff to go through the roof, get some new uniform variations.
Them all whites is nasty.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, that merchandise would go nuts, man.
I mean, the straight up Bears all whites is nasty. You know what I'm saying? The one variation I haven't seen that I want to see is the all blues. I think the all blues will go hard.
You're talking about now I love the block, the blue with the block orange lettering on it with nothing on it really. I love those jerseys, man. I love those because the simplicity of it is just down to me, man. I just love it.
That would be cool though. Just an all blue, all orange, and an all white. 3 alternates. That would actually be all right.
Just roll with it.
Son of a blank, man.
Damn,
Cowboys got
you
Marshawn Nealon, man. Damn.
We heading into the 60s, and it'll start getting interesting.
This is the guy that I would have moved up for if it was me. This is the guy I would have moved up to get. Or him or Leonard Taylor. It'd have been one of these two. That's just me. Man, I hate to hear that. Holy crap, man. Holy crap.
Kieran Amadagi.
Holy crap. What is it?
I'm surprised we haven't seen the Adisa Isaacs and the Chris Braswells come off, though.
Yeah. Why'd you say that, Adam?
I just thought there's wood.
They're going to come off now. Adam just said it. Jinxed it.
It's bound to happen anyways.
Braylon Trice is still on the board, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's the guy right there.
Hey, Richard Long, Kevin Warren better be hustling for stadium money. Even Trump is selling gym shoes. I mean, what a better time to get to generate some funds, man, than to do something like that. You know, you ain't got to be out there with your hat in your hand begging when you can start making some of that money.
Definitely excited they kept the stadium on the lake. You know what I'm saying? It's one of like the pleasures of being an adult with kind of decent adult money is being able to fly to the city and come in and go to a game on the lake and then hang out all day in the vicinity and blow money and drink. Well, I can't drink no more, but you know, yeah, that's a good move. It's a good move.
Coach, I just had an ugly picture in my head, scary. Marshawn Nealon on one side and Micah Parsons coming after the quarterback on the other side. That's gonna be vicious.
They need to get beef. The Cowboys.
Yeah, they do need to beef up.
That they got manhandled up front. They need versus the Vikings. I mean, not the Vikings, the Packers.
Just ran the ball straight at them.
Grab your ankles.
Man. All right, we're getting close, man. I know 56 is still like 26 away, but I'm feeling like we're getting there. I'm just seeing some really good players go off this board that I was looking forward to us having an opportunity of getting them. There's still quite a few of them out there, but hey, you know what, guys, man? Something I wanted to mention. I want to say this openly on the show. I don't think I think the UDFA market is going to be large. I think it's going to be some really, really good players in the UDFA market. And for anybody that knows the UDFA market, no one is you can't really draft a guy. I don't think it works like that. I think they have to choose where they want to go, right? Am I right about that, guys?
We're like a free agent.
We're already in contact with these kids. I mean, we're already pinpointing in some of those conversations. Hey, if you don't get drafted, you'll be on our radar. Especially those interior offensive linemen and centers.
They're not supposed to do it till after the draft, but
well, in your pre-draft conversations, if you have the video calls beforehand and these guys know their verge, that's what I'm saying. Is if so, you're doing your Zoom calls because they can do so many of those too, and they take some of these calls with some of these kids that are those fringe kids. Hey, if you don't get drafted, we're really interested in you here. They can do that in those Zoom calls.
Hey, you know what's cap? You just triggered a thought, Adam. You know what's cap? Caleb saying that they haven't dove into the playbook yet. Man, oh, you saying it? I'm like, bro, that's that's cap. I know that's cap.
Well, at least they're not.
Yeah.
At least they're not Kirk Cousins at their introductory press conference telling the truth and getting the team in trouble. You know, at least
didn't I tell you Adam is jinxing? What just happened, man?
Yeah.
Braswell. Man, what are we doing here, man? Braswell going to the Bucks. They do the same thing we do down there, man, and they are never out of pass rushers, man, down there in
Hey, Adam, that's why they get rid of Curry. That's why they.
Isn't that like the ultimate irony, though? That they get
the room, fool.
They get stuck for tampering, and now they're probably going to lose picks next year, and then they go ahead and use a first rounder. It's like the ultimate irony of the whole situation.
Man, oh man. What are we doing here, man? The UDFA market is going to be rich, fellas. It's going to be very rich, man, and it's about who they can get their hands on, man.
I just like that we're not in a position where these UDFA guys are going to be the guys making our roster. Like, they'll be in our practice squad, and they'll be good for us to develop. But 2 years ago, we were like clamoring over, okay, who's all these UDFAs that we can have make our roster? Who's like we're in such a better position now.
Who that fine lady in the chat right there in that picture? I know that person.
Damn, who is that?
That's the Mrs.
Oh man, my bad. We used to hear that. Hey, how you doing, Miss T?
I know who that is. I ain't mad at you, player. That's what I said when I seen it the first time.
Hey, you don't want nobody that like him, do you? Man. All right, hey guys, I got a little story I wanted to tell y'all, man, because one of my boys, he called me, man, and I'm talking to the chat too. He called me. He said he felt like him and his wife is getting stalked, and I was just like, "What?" I said, "Stalk." I said, "Stalking where?" He's like, "Man, I think they're coming all the way to the house and everything." I said, "You seeing somebody around your house?" Yeah, all hours of the night.
Oh man!
And so I said, "So you ain't you ain't got no cameras around there, or nothing?" And I was like, "Dog, go get some damn cameras, man, and then get whatever you think you seeing on camera and take it to the police, man." But he sent me the footage, man. I didn't believe him until he sent me the footage. But this is what the footage looked like when he sent it. Chris, you gonna play the footage?
Honey, there's something out there.
What? Where?
I saw something.
Let me see. I don't see anything.
I saw it. I swear I did. There's something out there! There's something out there! Oh, my God, it's out there!
What is?
I don't know! It! Look!
I don't see anything. What was it doing?
It was making grilled cedar plank salmon. I think it likes fish.
Bob, stop. This is crazy. The storm is getting to you. Just go to sleep.
Okay. All right, I'll try. Oh!
It's a motherfucker in the kitchen.
And there he is, everybody.
Oh man,
The man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. There he is. Triple out. What up, man?
What up? What up, family? Bear down, people. What up? What up?
Hey, you didn't think
Thanks
we
for
lost?
having me.
You didn't think we lost all the evidence, do you?
The prodigal
Man,
son
hey.
has returned.
We
Hey,
keep evidence.
Man, that intro was that was hype right there. That was the shit, and I mean in a good way, real good way.
Hey
That was
man,
next level.
hey man, appreciate you, man. Long time no see. Glad to see you back. One of the favorites, man. The fans love you, man. We had to do it the right way to bring you back in here, man. Glad to
What
see
up, no maniacs?
No
Man.
maniacs are going crazy in the chat.
you. Hey, Richard said we ain't no good for that.
You know, it's been a minute since I seen Beatrice. I miss that girl.
We might have to run
Hey,
that
you
one.
knew you was gonna see her if you came back. We had her on ice. Man, we changed her name to Mabel.
All right, Mabel. What up, Coach T?
What up? What up? What up? Braswell off the board.
Braswell gone.
Braswell gone?
Tampa.
So what up, Trip? What you think? What we got so far, man? How you feeling about what we got going on?
Hey, the power of polls compels you. The power of polls compels you. I look at it like this. I was a Hall guy, not per se to keep Justin Fields, but to fill out the roster and the depth chart with more quality. But it's like that's not the route that they took. I don't make those decisions, so you go with the flow. And the flow says we had the number one pick. Williams is the number one prospect. It's serendipity. All right, we handled that. And then Odunze, I was watching that kid early in the season play ball, and it was like, yes. And now we got him. So we got some offense. We got a weapon, and you know we're doing the thing. Poles is doing his thing.
Yeah, man. I've been arguing with these guys all since they've been on the show about. I thought we should probably use a little bit of capital to move up and get some guys that I thought were high value. You know what I mean? Some of them they slowly going off the board. Not slowly, they quickly going off the board. Every time Adam Mason mentions one, he gets picked. Don't Adam, man, don't mention not no more.
He fired Adam on his day off.
But man, I'm excited, man. I think we got past that whole emotional part of Justin Fields. Since you haven't been on the show, that whole emotional part of Justin Fields not being here, we've crossed that bridge, man. And now it's just time to get excited again, man, and see what they put together, man. Because I think what they have so far and what it looks like on paper, man, I think we can compete with any team in the league. And I say any team based on what I see on paper.
Well, you know, you can't feed into the fan base all the time on the Bears Twitter because remember, this is a same city of fans that made an old widow cry at a basketball game for some bullshit that happened 30 years ago that she ain't had nothing to do with. So part of the Chicago fan base is just toxic like that. And so when people are like, well, how come you're not over Justin Fields? It's like, well, he was our quarterback for 3 years. You know, we're rooting for this guy. We're hoping him, watching him develop. We've seen the situation that he was in. And now it's like, well, he's going to get traded. Well, yeah, but he's not. So he's still here. So he's still our quarterback. But he's going to get traded. Well, when he gets traded, we'll handle that. But until then, he's still our quarterback. And then he gets traded, and it's like, told you. And it's like, okay, well, can we not grieve but have our separation anxiety, you know, say goodbye? It's like, all right, we invested the last 3 years into our quarterback. And so now, you know, they're mad because it's like, well, how come you're supporting Williams? It's like, because I'm supporting the team. It's like now Williams is the guy. He's the quarterback. And in 3 years, if he doesn't pan out, and all the Williams lovers are like, well, but we got to keep him. We got to develop. And then the non-Williams people are like, well, it's time to move on. It's like, well, how come you're not over it yet? It's like, let people just do their thing.
We got gatekeepers out here. We were just talking about it. Think they hold the keys to the Bears fandom. And if we're going to become fans of the team again, we need to go talk to them. We need to fill out an application. Matter of fact, do a fucking resume, do all that good shit. And so
Man,
you can't be no. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be toxic now. You can't be no gatekeeper from the 500 section. I'm sorry. You can't be no gatekeeper for the 500 section. I'm sorry. That's my shot. I'm done. I'm petty, bro.
Blake Fisher just went off the board to the Texans, man. Man, the Texans are drafting well, very well. They are serious, man. You think the Texans can make? You think they can duplicate what they just did? Did you think that was real last year? Any one of you guys, Coach, Tripp, Adam, don't matter.
Well, I'll kick it off because it's like the Texans, the Strouds, as they call them. They got the rookie quarterback, and then they got the Anderson last year. Then they got the nice couple free agent signings in the offseason, and now they're stocking up the draft at positions of need, and they have depth. So they have a good mix of veterans and rookies. So they should be able to make some noise in that division.
The only thing is they're gonna,
and a very good coaching staff.
Stroud has been written now, right? They're gonna take a look at what he did last year, and play him a little bit more tightly. My thing about the whole thing is I don't know. Those wide receivers are much better than I think anybody really thought they would be. Like C.J. Stroud gets so much love, but Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Brown, those three guys, man, they came out of nowhere. Like, I ain't saying Tank Dell came out of nowhere. I expected Tank Dell to be a guy from the beginning. But those three guys together as an offense, plus Dameon Pierce, they're gonna make some noise no matter what.
This Starsky Love thinks that hey, by the way, welcome Starsky Love, man. Hopefully you subscribe to all three channels, man. If you haven't, please consider.
That's my guy right there.
Hey, welcome to the fam over here. I think he's right, man. I think it ain't no fluke. I think it was real, man. I think right back where they were last year.
Ken just nailed it because this is the epitome of how you build a team. That was not C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud had one of the lowest poor pass ratings and one of the lowest adjusted completion percentages in the NFL. He was in the bottom third of the league for quarterbacks. His quarterback stuff was garbage other than your stat line. His stat lines were great. Doesn't mean I think C.J. Stroud was garbage. I think he played very well for a rookie, but he had an awesome team around him. He had 8 weapons, 8 receivers, wide receivers and tight ends that had above a 60 PFF grade, which is ridiculous. He was literally throwing Hail Marys, and those guys would come down with it on every single play, whether he threw a good pass or not. They built a good line. They had good weapons all around and a solid defense. That's how you do it, and that's what the Bears are replicating, so I love it.
Piggybacking on that, I told y'all earlier about the windows, man. Your boy, what's his name, that was in charge of that offense over there. Another one. It's crazy when you can see passing windows like that from the TV version, right? From the broadcast version. When you don't even have to go to the all 22 to see that this dude knows what he's doing, and it's a stark contrast to what you have on your team. He was another one, just brilliant. When you have guys running, throwing the ball to open spaces and wide receivers appearing out of nowhere to catch the ball, you gotta do what in the headset. That's one of the signs and how you know.
And look what we just picked up with Rome Odunze, 75% contested catch percentage. Caleb's going to be able to do the exact same thing with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze now. He's going to be able to huck it up in the windows and just have faith in these guys to come down with it. He's got such an opportunity to be better than C.J. Stroud was by a mile. Like he can do something super special and not even have to be perfectly crisp and accurate as a rookie. He can throw those windows just like you're talking about. I know where these guys are going to be. I'm going to put it right there, and I trust these guys because they're that good.
By the way, his words, better. When asked about C.J. Stroud, he said better.
Yeah.
Real quick, Detroit just grabbed cornerback Ennis Rakestraw, I think, out of, I want to say Missouri.
And was that their third cornerback?
Who? Detroit. That's the second one, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
is there a third one? I don't know, man. There's another kid. If you can grab that other one, I started for Barrelissimo right before this one. So
Yeah, that's the third.
is it the third one?
They got the first two off the board.
Damn. What was the last?
DeJean, wasn't it DeJean and the other one?
Yeah, that's right. They got Cooper DeJean. No, Cooper DeJean went to
he went to Philly.
Got him.
They got
That's Philly. I'm thinking of.
They got Terrion Arnold. They now have Ennis Rakestraw. I'm not sure if they've got another one.
Okay, that was two. Then I was thinking of Philly. My bad.
I wouldn't be surprised though they go corner because this team, listen, to beat Green Bay, you have to. They have, multiple guys at wide receiver, right? We're conditioned to it. We got a good depth at corner, slot, safeties, corners, but it's not your first two guys. You can't have two studs and then fall off the wagon after that talent wise. So
kids, if you can find because Chris's guy Cole Bishop went off the board. I can't remember where he went to. Safety.
Went to
Utah.
Buffalo.
Utah.
Yeah.
Hey, and also don't forget about Komet and Everett at tight end.
Mhm.
Those are some legit weapons.
Right.
Middle of the field.
Or that running back core now, right? The running back by committee is going to be a thing this year. Watch.
It's
How we
unheard
feel-
of.
how we feeling? Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's unheard of to not go into the season with a three tight ends at minimum, 3 or 4. We got 2 right now. I mean, we got to do something at tight end. Do you think we just re-sign Mercedes, or do you think we'll pick up an undrafted free agent? What do you guys think we'll do at tight end? We only have 2 more picks.
When you think, I think Mercedes would be a smart re-signing, man. Don't you think?
I do.
Yeah, his blocking ability is crazy.
And he's smart.
He's
super
good for the
intelligent.
locker room also.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent. When you listen to him talk about football too, he said he's got gas in the tank still. He's got a motor still. So I say we sign him and let him play as long as he wants to.
It's like having an extra offensive lineman, man. That guy is valuable in ways that, man, coaches absolutely coaches know that piece right there is invaluable, man. Especially teams that insist on running the damn ball. You got to have a guy like that. If they don't re-sign him, I think it'd be they better have something to replace that.
I'm trying to figure out what these Detroit Lions fans got rings on their head for the NFC Championship.
What?
What are the rings for?
What you talking about, man?
The fans. Why are they wearing ring hats?
I got
think
no
those are
rings.
safety helmets.
It's a parking lot challenge.
Hey, Brian, you ever met Tripp? I don't know if you was here with
Hey,
Tripp.
if you went to Detroit, wouldn't you want to wear a safety helmet?
Oh, man, that's dirty. So, hey, Tripp, that's Brian. Let me introduce you guys formally in case you haven't met.
Oh yeah, what up, Brian? Yeah, we've conversed on Twitter.
Okay.
Yes.
Brian cussed him out. Brian cussed him out a few times.
Once or twice.
Don't.
No.
Be careful
Well,
on
hey,
Twitter.
Tripp, I'm sorry you needed it.
Well, you know how I get. Now, Detroit did take
You
another.
know how I felt.
And I feel you.
Twice.
Okay, the Ravens.
You know how I felt about Beatrice.
Barrelissimo's telling me the Ravens are. The Ravens are taking Washington's offensive tackle Rosengarten. Good pick for them. Real good pick for them. Ooh.
There's 2
Rosengarten.
left.
What did you guys think about Rosengarten?
He was right under the radar. I liked him though.
Yeah.
Washington, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris, how you living, my brother?
Trips, what's going on, man? You know me. I'm still on top of the ground. It ain't on top of me. So
Hey,
it's
that's
a
the way
good
to
day.
be.
It's a good day, bro.
That's an old player statement right there.
Hey, I'm from my old player.
Oh, play. Look, woo. Make it happen, baby. Make it happen.
Right.
You guys, how many running backs have come off this board? I'm
One?
running
One?
back.
Just one.
Jonathan
Brooks.
Yeah, he's
Brooks.
the only one.
There's got to be a run coming up soon, man. There's got to be a run. I'm looking at the next few teams up.
I think
Trey Benson will be the next one off. Gotta be.
Somebody needs. I know Arizona needs a running back. I know Carolina needs a running back.
Hey, is the dude around?
Yeah, he's there, dude.
Of course I'm here. What up, baby?
Oh, what up, son? What up? You scared shit out of me? My bad, dog. I was looking for you. How you
What up,
living?
what up?
Cedric Van Pran is still out there.
Wait a minute, man. How big a surprise is that, though, man? What you think is up with that, coach?
On film, he's a better run blocker than pass blocker to me. But I don't know that it's what were we second round right now still?
Yeah, we're towards the end of it.
Yeah, we're at last final 3 picks of the second.
I don't know. It's a little bit of
in the draft cycle is the #1 rated center, man, and he's fallen throughout the process.
Yeah,
he didn't have the best year this last year either, though.
Hey, let me ask a quick question. Starsky got. He said, "Would y'all have been mad if Poles took Turner or Verse at 9?"
Not Verse.
Not
with Rome there. I would have been pissed.
No, not with Verse. He's a player.
I was nitpicking yesterday. I said it.
I would have been mad personally.
I thought he could have pulled out and got your boy. He could have pulled out and got a wide receiver and a defender.
Yeah,
I definitely like Turner better than I like Verse, but I like Verse too. I wouldn't. I thought there was a universe where that definitely could have happened, but I think they made the right choice by. And I said this for weeks. I think if they're gonna do something, they should probably get Caleb and see, hey man, what are you comfortable with? Are any of these receivers somebody that you would want to play with? I think they should have. I thought the best thing to do would be to pair him with the receiver he's going to be with for the next 10 years. And I think it's the right thing to do. But I wouldn't have been mad if they got either one of those two guys.
Jared Verse he just looked like he fits in the NFL, and I think he can set the edge and rush the quarterback.
Yeah, what I love about him, man, is he got that thing, man. It just he's not
motor.
He's just not block. He's not one of those dudes that stick on blocks. That's hard. That's hard to coach, man. It's one of the harder things where guys just can get off blocks with ease, with subtle movements. I'll take it. We can work on the pass rush stuff. If he didn't, he has good power, right? But that thing about getting off blocks easy, man, that's one of those things like you can't coach it really well. Like either you have it or you don't.
For the most part, you're right about that. I see a trade. Kansas City just traded back in.
One spot.
49ers traded with the Chiefs.
Them and the Niners flip-flop.
I don't know none of these tackles.
Yeah, there's probably some offensive linemen.
Well, there's 2 really, really, really good tackles left that I don't want to say their names because I keep
old tackles.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it, Adam. I know.
Adam, boy, he's been like, damn, man.
I say a name and it goes the next pick.
Tell me.
All right, you do that same thing. I'm about to go play the lottery.
I played the lottery and it doesn't work for me.
Kingsley.
Don't say stuff.
Barrelissimo just did it, man.
Oh.
He's in the time machine, I told you, man.
You knew that Andy Reid was going to pick him. He's a BYU boy.
I knew it was going to be a tackle.
Hot tub time machine by Barrelissimo.
I told you, man, this is a good time to trade up, man. Oh God, I'm starting to, my ass is sweating. Kingsley, I love that guy, man. I think he's going to be a dominant premier tackle in this league in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years.
Needs to work on his run blocking, but his pass blocking was amongst the most elite this last year. He doesn't let anyone get past. He's a beast.
What's the offensive tackle from Philly, the left tackle? What's his name again? Golly.
From Philly?
Yeah.
Lane Johnson.
No. That's right tackle. Maliuga or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, the Hawaiian dude.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
That's what that guy's going to be.
Jordan Mailata.
That's what the kid from BYU is going to be in a few years. That's what he's going to be. That's what you're looking at in a few years. He's going to be absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
He's going to be a brick wall over there. I think he's be honest with you, man, I had him ranked higher than this, way higher than this, but you're right about that run blocking. But he will get, that's the easiest thing to fix for an O-lineman. Am I right, Coach?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Rather take someone
if he's a better
block.
Would you rather fix a guy that has pass block problems or run problems?
Run problems.
Exactly. That's a big old dude right there, man. I mean, he's just a big baby too, man. Oh man, that's a big kid right there. Old tackles are coming off the board, man. Don't say no more names, guys.
Talk about running backs.
Punters. Tory Taylor's next.
Put that on Chris, man.
Talk about equipment managers.
Hey, speaking about talking about something, I'll do a real quick shameless plug.
Hey, now wait a
if I
minute.
may.
I was gonna set you up for that because I heard about it. Chris told me about it last night, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, hey.
Well, hey,
The cold mouth don't get fed.
you call it the schizophrenia show? Does it look like you're just talking to people that look like you?
Well, so we all related in some form or fashion.
The Sociopath Network.
It's sports Chicago style. That's the channel on YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the .com. But we're gonna do a holistic content creation kind of thing. You know, kind of healthier eating, kind of exercise, meditation, and still talk, some good sports stuff, and then have adult conversations as well.
Well,
Not
you are
Patreon and Patreon.
you are an adult, but don't you have to kind of look healthy to preach healthy?
Damn.
That's part of the process, fat boy. Ain't that so?
Before and after.
And Chris Lee's let him get his goddamn protection on his nuts before you go kicking.
Man,
Man, look, Triple H
I
been
got
here.
this abuse.
I'm gonna act just like you ain't never left.
I went full skipper. full skipper out of Gilligan's Island there for a second.
Just like the old days, boy, kicking straight in the nuts, man. No hesitation. Wow.
Man, gotta kick with sports though. It's all about just having fun and living life and finding those distractions where we can.
Football.
If you got some halfway decent content that ain't too crazy, bring it over here, man. If we can do anything to give you a leg up, we'll put it on over here, man.
Well, you can. I got something that was kind of Chris, go to or do my channel Sports Chicago style, and the last video I just put up today. That this is something that you can play right now while we're waiting on commercials.
Oh, that Chris got to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he knew that.
Fuck you, man.
Say that's why I call him by name.
I'm waiting, man. How many picks we got? We damn near 10 picks away.
11, 10, 11.
Getting closer.
Renardo Green, who is, damn, I seen that name.
Number 64.
What do I know that name from?
Well, Berlismo said above that the 49ers took him, Florida State cornerback.
Ooh, I like the other cornerback too.
Renardo Green is good.
Darius, what is his name?
I don't understand how he's getting it faster in Europe.
I know. How's he doing that?
I don't know.
Direct feed?
Man, I'm telling you, that time machine.
I'm just saying, he's in the future.
He probably looked like a damn raisin in that motherfucker by now. He been in that time machine the whole night.
He's all shriveled up.
He's Nostradamus.
Are you simulcasting Adam?
No, I'm just texting some people that are trying to figure out what we're doing at 75.
You could be. I mean, while you're over here, you could have been in a good time.
Nah, we good, bro. I did that 5-hour marathon yesterday, and I'm still toast from that. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was. We did very similar things here.
It wasn't my old age though, then, because I'm cooked.
Fairly, I'm getting everything. Ask your mama.
Oh, damn. All right, Zach Wilson.
Jeez.
Man. This is Nomad at Night as you like it, you guys. This is the real Nomad at Night, man. Nomad at Night with no filter on it. This is what it is, man. Hey, be nice to see some donations, man. Yeah,
no hold barred at that too.
Pick
we cussed in this one and shit.
Wait, no holds barred, no Diddy.
Anthony Adams just walked on the stage.
Well, of course, improper guidelines. I'm just saying we're swearing and shit.
And shit.
Anthony Adams, I forgot he played. I mean, he got picked by the Niners, didn't he?
Yeah, Spice.
Yeah, I didn't know. I forget about that.
Was Kareem Biggums?
Kareem Biggums.
I'm looking at what we got left, and there's still some really good options here, guys.
I'm still. I
Don't
just
say no names. Don't say no names. Adam.
I just now got the Renardo Green pick.
Was Anthony Adams drafted by the 49ers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of Penn State.
And then he came here, free agent.
Okay.
You know, thinking about it, I don't remember the occasion, but it was one of those meet and greets like for charity. And there was a table with Anthony Adams and Lonzo Spellman. And they were sitting there looking straight hood. All the people were scared to go to their table because they had the Timberlands, they had the jeans up, the hat sitting like this.
Hey, you see Alonzo Spellman, you're gonna probably you're gonna give him some space. You're gonna walk by. That's a big dude,
exactly.
Man.
As long as he's on his meds, it's all good. As long as he's on his meds.
I just read a whole article about him earlier today. He was a scary looking dude, boy. He looked like a football player for real, and he wasn't bad. I think he had 8.5 sacks for us one year, but he just was too many of them.
Hey, like my uncle used to tell me, that's one of them brothers. You see him coming down the street, you get wide around him, boy.
Right, cross the street.
You convinced me to do it. I went ahead and hit the button. So I'm
that's a good idea, man. We all getting love in here, man. Everybody should be able to benefit from it. All three of us. And you, Trip, you ought to simulcast too right now.
I'm not doing the lives just yet.
All right.
I've got your video. You want to see? Is it 2 minutes 40 seconds?
It is.
Hold on, man. We getting a little.
Tell me when.
Can we save it?
No, it's just whenever. I mean, it's no worries. You can play the whole thing and it ain't gonna bother nothing. So whenever.
We'll get it up. Hold on. I'm getting a little nervous right now watching these selections.
Yeah, so I just barely went live with mine. So any of you guys popping in, we're with the Nomad Network. Anybody who doesn't know the other channel, everyone name your channels because I want to do the same thing. You guys who are popping in here, let's get subscribed to all the channels in here. There's a couple different places. Coach T, everyone say where you're from, but I appreciate you guys popping in and being with us. We're going to be here for pick number 75. We're just starting the third round now.
That's what's up. Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T.
The Nomad Network. Please subscribe to the Nomad Network again.
Sports Chicago Style on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and .com.
Hey, highlight the Eric Mason one there. That's my brother. I want to highlight him. Thanks for popping in, Eric. So that guy right there, Eric Mason, he is the one who made me a Bears fan. 7 years older than me, my hero, my idol. He's really the best brother in the world. And yeah, I freaking love that guy.
That's
what up,
super
Eric?
cool, bro.
Call him E-Rock. What up, E-Rock?
What up, Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Who was the pick? I'm not seeing who the Jets got.
I'm not either.
I'm the big brother.
Man,
It's a cool job.
I'm sick of him, man. Roger Goodell.
Thank you, Illy.
You're Vince McMahon the whole show.
Illinois Jones, I'm not the king as you, man. I'm putting it on your head, brother.
Bear Lissimo, where you at, man? Where are you giving us our Jets pick from?
What is he saying?
He didn't give it to us, but it's in.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
He said they got their slot corner.
He might have pulled back. He got his kids. He probably
slot monster. He said they got their slot monster. Who's on the board? This is slot.
Malachi Corley, man.
Adonai. Is Adonai Mitchell gone?
Malachi
went to the Colts.
He said Malachi Corley, read the damn chat. That's pretty funny.
Claws out, barely, Simo.
Hey, Illy Jones is calling out Troy Franklin. That is a good name out there.
The new Romo Dunze and Caleb Williams thing they got going on, the Grizzly Bears.
One of them's gonna trademark that shit you watch.
You know, I'm not sure if I hate it or I love it, but the way Caleb says, the Bears. It's kind of got like a little bit of a Cordero Patterson thing. I think he's gonna keep it going. If it does, it might grow on me. Just keep your eyes peeled for the way that he says it.
I don't know.
How does he
I
say
heard it. I don't know if it can grow on me. That was a little bit, a little unique.
How does he say it?
It's weird, bro. Like it's weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind
You're
of
saying like Bears?
the Bears and
Chicagoans don't pronounce R's anyway.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
the
it's kind of a
Bears.
Chicago-ish way to say it almost, like depending on how you use it.
Well, we'll see. It'll grow on me, man. As a whole, he's growing on me as a person. Let me throw this at everybody. King Booker World. Caleb also seemed like he was legit happy to be a Bear, along with the #1 overall. So all that BS about him not wanting to be here can kick bricks with no shoes on.
Hey.
I thought the kid looked so hype to get selected as a Chicago Bear yesterday, and that meant a lot to me as a fan. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think it is, kids? I think he's more happy with the situation he's being put in rather than it being Chicago. I would be happy about that if I was him.
Well, I don't want to disqualify it. I want to know how it made you feel, right? When you saw that kid get up out of his seat and just yell, did that touch you? Because it touched me. I thought it was awesome.
Was he yelling because he went to the Bears or because he went #1?
Where did it touch you?
I felt the energy. I felt it big
touched
time.
each other.
We
talked about it earlier, but I'm telling you, he is winning me over with the passion he's showing, and with the fact that the little stuff like staying behind and watching Romo Dunze with his press conference and being all like sneaking up on him behind the scenes and being all excited and being buddy with him, like you can tell he loves football. You can tell this is his life and it's his passion. He's not just here for the paycheck, and that he's winning me over. I'm really getting won over by Caleb Wood. I need to see September through January to be truly won over, but he's winning me over with his character.
So,
Hey, by the way, the Arizona Cardinals get another dog, bro.
Yeah,
Malachi Corley.
you got beat to the punch this time.
Oh, they got
They got Corley. Now, on piggybacking on Adam, it's probably the opposite for me. You know what I'm saying? It's the swag, man. Like put your name on it. You know what I'm saying? Like we finna go to war. So coming in wanting to smoke, you know what I'm saying, having more moxie, having more, you know what I'm saying, bravado, even than the people that supposedly, you know what I'm saying, ride for you. Like that's it. He didn't run away from the whole what's his name in Houston thing. The quarterback there. I'm having an old man moment. Who's the quarterback? CJ Stroud thing. He was like, I want to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
eight Super Bowls, better. Like, come on, that's shit. You keep talking like that.
I love how confident he is too, because he said, "Why would I duck that? Why would I duck these comparisons? Like you guys, why am I afraid to be, to be said that I should have all these expectations? Why would I duck it? I want to own up to it. I want to live up to it. I want to exceed it." He says, "I want to do better than that. I want to exceed it." I like that. I like that swagger.
And I think you should have that swagger that's logical. That's not an emotional thing. You should have that swagger with what you got around you. He said it, but notice the next step, Adam, it wasn't because of me. He was like, look what I got around me. Top 5 defense, special team, coaches, blah, blah, blah. I just got to go in here and do my job.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor, Bellissimo, tell me where Brandon Coleman is from. Washington.
I think he's a good kid. I'm not saying I do, but I know people who have issues with him because, he might have a little sugar in his tank. But I don't think that's, should be a problem or worry. But it is the NFL, and it is what it is.
Man, leave it to Trip, man. Leave it to Trip. That man got
I'm sorry. I needed to laugh for real. Oh, man, I'm still laughing. Oh, man, that was good.
Hey, did the Cardinals just get back-to-back dudes, Corley and Benson?
That's crazy. Corley ain't no running back.
No, but they drafted Corley, didn't they?
Yeah, Washington got a lot of picks.
Oh, yeah.
No, they didn't draft Corley.
Oh,
Where'd Corley go again? Hold on a minute.
Patriots just got Katie and Wallace from Penn State offensive
Corley
line.
went to the Jets.
yes, he said yes, they did.
No, Corley went to the Jets.
Malachi Corley went to the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're saying. Slot for Rodgers.
Yeah.
Man,
damn, the Commanders got a bunch of picks here, man.
Shit, yeah. They could have
sold off their team last year.
Arizona got a nice young team.
Oh, here comes an edge rusher now. Watch. Oh no. Okay, Coleman. All right.
Was that guard?
Yeah, that's a guard. I think he's going to be a guard. Oh man,
Telling you, things are starting to look real nice for us to get one of those edges.
Corley went to the Jets.
DT.
What you seeing out there? Braylon Trice.
I can't say anything.
Trice is still there. Trice is still there. Wingo, Carter.
Don't you say it. Let me just say it because my luck's good so far.
Love it. Wingo, Carter, Dorless, Davis, Jefferson, Harris,
Here we
Taylor.
go.
We're less than 10 picks away here, so
We can start being picky now.
yeah, like things look decent. No, you know what I mean. Like things look decent. Van Prant's still on the board if they're thinking interior offensive lineman.
No.
You know, if they're thinking the edge rusher, the Trice is there. Isaac is still around, I think.
Yeah.
Who said no for Van Brand?
Me.
Van Prant's gone? Or
No,
you just
we can't take center with the needs we have on the defensive end and the swing tackle. We can't take that right now. It's not. That's a luxury pick.
Quick question: What time is the draft kickoff?
Good point.
What time is tomorrow's draft kickoff?
It's early. Saturday is always early.
Like
It's
11?
11.
I think it's
11
noon,
something.
so that'd be 11.
You got time for another simulcast? Because I think this is probably going to work out for everybody, man, in different ways.
I don't know if I can tomorrow. I can probably pop in for a minute with you guys, but not for long. I got a lot of work to catch up on my other job.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be in these ATL streets tomorrow.
Freaknik.
I'll be up to doodle business.
The way the speed of that, it's probably not going to take long to get to 122.
It'll be early on. It'll be within the probably right around the end of the first hour, if not earlier.
That should be a pretty quick stream, man. Get the F up out of there, man.
Who we picking, man? Carter.
Say it, but I got someone in my head that I really, really want.
Who is that? No, don't say it.
Nope, don't do it. We will refrain from names for the next pick. We're almost there.
I got to get Mason to church with me, man. He's damn all the hell right now with everything he said.
I don't know any of these names though. I'm trying to figure out where they above my guy.
You guys enjoying this? Everybody in the chat enjoying this super panel, man, of these guests, man. I love these guys for being willing to come over here with us and do this thing. I really appreciate it. It is a blast, man. I'm having fun.
No doubt.
Man, this just can't get here quick enough. I'm just ready to see what the hell it is. I really wish Chris was right here, man. We can pull up a quick mock and see what's there because I just want to know what's there, man. It's some people that we're not thinking about, man. I know it is.
Chargers take linebacker Junior Colson.
Junior, I loved him, man. Love Junior Colson's take.
Let all those linebackers go off the board. That's fine right now.
Marlon, what up, man? Levante, I don't even know if I said what up, but what up, bro? Levante Rogers, Louis Claudio, Daryl Gibson, JD Fagan.
All right, Daryl Gibson said it right there. Come on, y'all. You can't predict polls. It's true. That's like being superstitious over sports. If Kieran Amagaji or Adisa Isaac are there, I'm snagging either one of those immediately. I'm praying that those two last right there, and we have the tough decision to make between the two of them.
And sure as shit, they'll be the next two.
You know what? I have a feeling both of those guys.
Braylon Trice. That's my pick.
I like Trice. I think we can get him later.
Braylon Trice, I think he's gonna come off soon.
We got good options. So this is a good position to be in at 75. We got someone who might not be your starter, your blue chip guy, but he's going to be a whole hell of a lot better than Dominique Robinson. I'll tell you that.
Hey, that cat Cooper Beebe is still out there. Nice tape. Big Haynes from Texas A&M is still out there.
JD Fagan said Cade Stover. I love my farm boys. Cade Stover is a guy I've loved all along. I just can't take him with the other needs we have right now.
Remind me what he plays. I know I've seen him.
He's a tight end for Ohio State. He was a converted linebacker who's just he literally has a 0% dropped ball rate, and he freaking bruiser. He runs people. He's just an all-around tight end that I like a lot. He's underrated though. He can make it to 122 if we're lucky. I like him a lot.
Trip, what you been cooking lately, man? You been burning us with shit?
I got
sardines.
I think dude can appreciate this. I got one of those silicone baking mats, cooking mats, and so you don't need any parchment paper or any oil in the bottom of a pan. And so now when I make my pressed burgers, I can put the silicone mat over the burger and like use a teapot or tea kettle to press it down, and then just wash it. No waste, no muss, no fuss.
Damn.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Sound like good stuff, good apparatus for some sardine cooking.
Hey man, you got to get jiggy with it in the kitchen because you can't eat the same stuff every day. It gets boring, and then you got to manage with what the ingredients you got. So you got to hook it up. You got to hook it up because you asked that there is a component on the Sports Chicago style channel that will address the issues of cooking, and some people like Chris who don't exercise at all, will need to partake in stuff like that.
Jeez, shots fired.
Yeah, Chris fell out for a second. He ain't gonna come back at you yet. Giant select, Giant Bellissimo saying Giant select Kentucky cornerback Andrew Phillips. Cornerback
in the 70s.
How is Bellissimo on the Giants pick?
He's 2 picks ahead.
How is he ahead of ESPN?
I'm still waiting on the Patriots.
Bellissimo, don't ruin it for us, bro. Come on, man.
ABC is the faster broadcast. He must have like direct cable. Direct cable is always faster than streaming.
Bellissimo is part of the damn mob. That's why.
Bellissimo's the one time that didn't hard.
We on 71, buddy. Bellissimo's on 71. The rest of us are on
69.
CPT.
CPT. Okay.
Triple R, you just got a subscriber, man. King Book.
Oh, King, that's love. I appreciate it, y'all, because
subscriber too.
One our day ones. One our day ones. King always been there for us. Day one.
No. King was always down. King Booker.
Hey, Bellissimo. Richard Long said he's a British secret agent, MI6.
What up, Cornelius?
Dick Long says he's lying on his name as it stands.
Hey, Bellissimo said he won't announce the Bears. Thank you, Bellissimo. Let us get to it, man.
Oh man.
One of y'all gonna get nervous and say, Bellissimo, who is it? No, don't tell it.
Hold your water.
We're getting just a couple away though, and we got good options.
There's a lot of good options out there. What you think? What position you think they're going, man? You want edge, right, Adam? Right? You just want edge. Period.
Yeah, we just have to. I mean, having Jacob Martin and having Dominic Robinson as our guys behind Walker and Sweat, it doesn't pan out well. I'd like us to pick up Carl Lawson still as a flyer on a free agent. I mean, first round talent that just continually gets injured. I'd still like to get him for like $3 or $4 million on a prove it deal. But
that'd be great.
Yeah, I want an edge still right here. We got to keep drafting them, and next year get a first round edge to be able to really solidify this defense. We got to keep going.
So would anybody be mad with a Dwayne Carter right here?
That's my guy.
He's dope.
I wouldn't be mad, but I really want Adiza Isaac.
I'm with both of you, but I'm just looking at who's kind of floating around available right now. There's some nice pieces, right?
That's one of those kids. That's one of those guys when we previewed them, when we profiled them on here. That name took off all over the social media landscape. I'm not saying that we are the reason why, but I noticed after we did that show, man, that it was everywhere after that.
That's exactly what you're saying.
After that episode, he jumped out.
Get your Caleb Williams on it, Nomad. That's exactly what you're saying.
That's exactly what I was saying. You ain't lying.
He jumped out, man. He jumped out on film doing Dwayne Carter.
Cam Hart, Notre Dame. Somebody just went somewhere. Where he go, Dante? Where did he go, Dante? Or are you just calling Cam Hart for the 75 pick?
Oh, no.
You know right now that Ian Cunningham's holding Ryan Poles back, saying, we're good. We got options here at 75. We're good. You just hold your ground. No trading up.
So he's Barlissimo saying an Illinois player off the board. Cardinals select OT Isaiah Adams. Good pick for them. I think I want to say he's a left tackle.
Yeah, now the Cardinals got so many picks too.
They traded away a couple of guys during the season.
Plus, they made the big trade last year with the Texans. Actually,
Dante was talking about the Bears at 75. He wants Cam Hart.
Word? You want a cornerback?
He wants. Hey man, don't say that. Dante. Don't say that to kids, man. He might throw up.
You said
kids.
No, we get a punter while we're at it.
Hey man, Dante's a supporter, man. Don't run him off now.
I'm teasing you and Dante. Like, that's really who I'm teasing.
Well, what do you want without saying the name? You want offensive line or defensive line, kids?
Personally, I'm fine with either one. Just fill a hole. Fill one of those two holes. Those like the three holes that we have: 3 tech, offensive line, defensive line. Sorry, the defensive edge rusher. And I'm happy. Any one of those spots, man.
I'd have to contribute all these new names that I'm seeing in the chat. That boy CJ Green. Let me see who else am I seeing down there. Chris, all you guys that are new to the channel, man, please consider subscribing. We would absolutely appreciate your support and welcome you to the family, man, and love you for it, man. Thank you ahead of time, man. We'd love to see some supporters, man, and subscribe if you would, man. And anybody that's watching, any of our regulars that are watching Adam Mason's podcast or Coach T, any of our subscribers, please go over there and subscribe to them. And also Trips channel, which is what again, Trips?
Sports Chicago Style.
It would be beautiful to see all of us get your subscriptions today. It costs nothing, and it's paying us, man. And so just give us the support, man. We're going to keep pumping out this good content for you guys.
I don't know how painless it is. Just
I don't know, man. They ain't heard me none, man.
All right, look.
Have you ever taken a sub back from anybody, Coach?
I've eaten a sub.
Huh? Have you ever subbed and unsubbed somewhere?
Oh, you me personally?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever so.
I don't think I ever did that either.
Yeah.
Got my sub. You probably
did one.
I mean,
I probably followed and unfollowed before.
Yeah, I unfollowed a few people, but if I give somebody my sub, I'm not gonna really undo that. You know, it's just I felt like supporting them at one time. And if something changes, you got my sub, man, keep it. That's the way I feel about it. It ain't hurting me now.
Probably the big channels before, like, and it's not Bears related, so probably like I don't know, probably like 670 years, guys like that.
Yeah, your video froze, man.
Yeah, I don't want to. I got the audio. I don't want to miss our pick. I might have to reboot. I'm trying to do too much over in the background and.
You got a couple minutes.
Oh, you got a live stream going too? Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm getting nervous.
We'll be right back, gents.
All right.
Keep it.
That's the one that I did, King.
Yeah, there's been a couple of them out there that make you want to do it. Make you want to do it. But yeah, man.
Right on, King. Chef Trips will be representing, no doubt.
Might have to get you back over here for a segment, man, or something, man. We might have to put the old band back together or something.
Well, there's it's definitely on.
It would definitely not this. It could definitely. I want to help you get your stuff off and running, man. If this thing can help you get on the diving board in that direction, man, let's do it. Let's damn do it.
Good looking. Appreciate it.
We were going to support each other no matter what we did. I mean to stick to my word about that.
I'm getting excited here.
I know I am. I'm telling you, my ass is sweating.
This the fact that there's so many players that I like here at 75.
Say it again, Adam.
the fact that there's so many players left here at 75 that I like, it's just I'm getting stoked up.
We getting close enough, man. You can go ahead and say a couple of them.
Well, I did. Adiza Isaac would be crazy to be able to fall to us here, and we know we like Kieran Amagaji. We brought him in for the top 30, and he's just like Braxton Jones, a little better with some of his technique, and he would compete day one for that starting left tackle, and whoever's not would be the swing tackle. I mean, that would be having Larry Borum as a swing tackle is just absolutely atrocious for us. It kills us.
Hey, Adam and Trip, please drop your link in the chat. And Coach, if you're still with us anywhere, drop your link in the chat if you could, man. These people want to give you their support.
Word.
It's a good day for everybody, the fellowship and you know, all the love and support, man. All this good energy going on. I absolutely love it. I feed off good energy, man. I drink that shit, I eat it, and I shit it.
So the Panthers,
you're painting quite the visual.
Panthers took linebacker too. Do we know what Dallas has done yet? Have I fallen behind here with Berlissimo?
I think I've stopped watching the TV. I'm just watching Berlissimo and Levante. That's just where it's at.
I'm still waiting on the Panthers pick. They picked, but it just hadn't been announced.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Berlissimo said it was a linebacker.
Oh shit, Berlissimo. What is it, man? Don't post that. Take it off. I can say it. You can't post it.
Three away.
Man, I'm serious. I'm like I got a puddle under my ass right now. I'm just nervous, man.
As long as it's clear and not brown, you're right.
And this is why Nomad doesn't show his face.
This would be a good day. My sweats are white and I hate this, man. Just get good picks, man. We only got 4 of them. You got to make all of them count, man. So far, we're batting 1,000, man. Man, did you guys throw the links in there?
I did.
All right. Hey, check the links out, man. Check out those channels, man. The links are in the chat. Give them a sub, please. Coach T just jumped back in. Let's get him in there.
Y'all should have got a lot of people because I, some reason, didn't bring people up on the.
Coach, throw your link in there, man. Everybody's asking. Everybody's trying to support each other here.
Junior keeps bringing up a name that I think he's a fan of because he keeps bringing it up. I think he's a senator, right? Van Pran?
There's Berlissimo. Yes. Cooper Beebe just went to the Cowboys.
Damn.
Cooper Beebe. Yeah, man.
Got that little rumble going in the belly. Let's go. Let's go.
What are we? 2 picks away? 3 away.
Christian Hayes. That's what I was thinking of.
They ain't getting no lineman this far down, man. Can't be no lineman. I don't see the value right now. There's still some damn good tackles out there.
What's the BYU left tackle?
Kingsley. He went a little bit ago. Kingsley, he went to the Chiefs. Andy Reid, of course, picked him.
Damn.
Well, Green Bay draft been like?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. They're built, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you really need if you're Green Bay? Yeah, you know, I think they lost their second best linebacker, and I think they replaced that like a motherfucker with Edger and Cooper.
I was watching something that the pick that they took, the offensive lineman to replace Bakhtiari, he wasn't like the top tackle, and he has an injury history, so that's kind of on par for them.
Who was it?
Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan, yeah, that's right. Good call. Trevin Wallace just went to Kentucky, linebacker. I like this game too. Another linebacker gone. I beat you to that, Barelissimo.
Don't make it a race because we only
Yeah,
took
yeah, yeah. We're gonna try and have no pissing.
I think you did that like 7 minutes ago.
He's gonna say something. I know he put it up there a long time ago.
Yeah, he already announced Dallas's pick.
I think we got Doug Plank in the show, man. I think that's Doug Plank in our show. I think that's Doug Plank, man. He said when he came on trip, he told me that he watches all the time.
Nice. I was gonna say that because I don't get to watch live a lot, but I see the replays and it's like, yo, Doug Plank and the guests that y'all having on there, that's where to step up your game, Playboy.
Hey, we just do what we can do, man. It's just what the big man upstairs will allow, man. These guys right here, just the big man blessing. We blessing each other, man. I'm more blessed than they are. Trust me. Just by them being here.
And it's always good to hear the perspective of just talking ball and using different perspectives and being open to other viewpoints.
Wait a minute, Trice is gone? Where'd he go?
Wait, what? What happened? Who? What?
We're playing with my mind, Barelissimo, now.
Did he just announce that the Bears took Trice without telling us the Bears took Trice?
I don't know, man. Levante is not playing games. He's saying Trice is gone. Somebody got Trice.
That could be the Falcons ahead of us. The Falcons need that defensive line help.
You mean they're not going to select another quarterback?
Spencer Rattler.
Doug Plank, if you're watching, man, hey, man, we love you, man. We love you and Mrs. Plank. We love you both.
Hey, real quick, back in the day when ChicagoBears.com still had a message board, the original message board, my screen name, Hitting Like 46. Shout out, Doug Plank.
So the Falcons, they say the Falcons got Braylon.
Okay, so he's gone. That's one we liked.
Damn, man.
Wait, so we on the clock now, right?
Here we go, gang.
I was convinced the Falcons were going to take Torrey Taylor.
I'm not on the clock on my end. Y'all on the clock over there?
I'm on commercial. I'm on some kind of ad.
We all in different time spaces, man.
I know, but this is so strange. Because I'm looking at the Cowboys war room right now.
I'm
looking at them talk about Cooper.
Somebody said Troy Franklin, Brandon Dorless, DT. Every time I see a name, I'm thinking they pick somebody.
Right.
Y'all just adding to the ass sweat, man. Stop putting names in here till we get the pick.
I think Booker's probably a better fit for us than Isaac. I can't believe Isaac has fallen this far. He's a little bit smaller. He's only like 245 pounds, but he's got good technique.
Adam Levante is telling me we're on the clock.
Well, yeah, because we saw
because the
Falcons pick, right? Who's our pick announcer officially on here?
Nobody. No. We should be Peanut. Thought I heard Peanut.
All right, folks.
We're gonna wait all this time and we're gonna be pissed off. It's gonna be a damn center or something.
Hey, it's all part of the team, baby. It's all part of the team. Because that's one of the reasons I can't do the draft mix stuff, because I can't get attached to these guys and then not draft them. And then they draft somebody that I don't want, and now I'm mad.
You nailed it.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'll wait till we draft them, and then I'll check them out.
Does someone gonna play the audio when it gets selected?
I can turn my. Well, I'm way behind y'all, man. Somebody else would have to turn the TV.
I got the Bears on the clock.
Who was that, you kid?
That's me.
What now?
That
Who's
you?
audio? That's Coach.
Turn it up loud so we can hear it.
Turn it up, Coach. Let's go.
I'm so nervous.
Let's go.
Well, they just picked.
Hold on.
Say nothing.
Barrelissimo already knows, man.
Shut up, Barrelissimo. Don't make me wait another night. Tonight I'm gonna love you. What y'all know about that? Don't make me wait.
All
I'm
right,
with you, bro. I
get your
got you.
ass in the corner, man. What you talking about, man? I'm trying to listen. Dickens in.
Dickens in, y'all.
Stupid commercials. Come on. Just be Adiza Isaac. Be Kieran Amidjab. Just be one of those two.
At least most says we got a monster.
Who's the pick, Adam?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I said Kieran Amidjabi or Adiza Isaac. One of those two, and I'm happy. I'm happy either way with what we've got so far, but I want one of those two right here. But I can't believe Isaac's fallen this far. I don't know why.
There's somebody on defense. I know it is.
Great before and after. Then there's the after the after.
If he was a 30 visit, it's either Kieran Amidjabi or Booker.
Just for men. Shopify helps you sell
It's commercial, bro.
business. So you can sell it online. Take it in person.
Okay.
Go big.
They're saying it's Amadaji, man.
Whatever the stage. Businesses that
Damn, this is gonna be the longest commercial known to history.
Like, really, bro. They doing NBA, they doing everything. So
We got shit. Yeah.
Junior still talking about Van Pran.
Stop playing, Junior.
come on, man. What is that? American Idol?
Adam, you're gonna be happy, he says. Barrelissimo, big ups to you for not ruining the moment. You're the man, bro.
That means we know who it is.
And I got to give a shout out to Adam because I did a video and I saw your spreadsheet and I got inspired. So thank you very much, sir.
Rock on, man.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
I ain't on McDonald's right now.
You can turn it down for a second.
Right. How long many commercials they got? Damn.
Hensdale Central's on, man. We know what the pick is now, man.
They've already pretty much alluded to it. Our two biggest weaknesses are that edge right behind our starters and swing tackle. Larry Borum lost us so many games last year.
He's gonna get Braxton around for his money.
Yep. There's no guarantee on who's starting there with those two. They're very similar play.
Who? What? What happened?
Left tackle Kieran Abadaji from what is it? BYU
from Yale.
Yeah.
I thought you said that's what I was asking. You said the Chiefs took him.
Yeah,
that was Kingsley. That's from BYU.
Yeah, that's the BYU. That was my bad. This is the Yale player they brought in for a 30 visit.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, the left tackle, right?
Yeah, that's why they brought him in. They felt like they can get him here. I'm not mad at that, man. That's what I've been talking about.
Wait, where's the sound? I still want to hear it.
Coach.
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm still on commercials.
Turn it up. It's about to be.
They're still talking about the Renaissance Festival.
Oh, okay.
I got him. I got Peanut walking to mine. You want me to turn it up?
Yeah, turn it up, cause
here we go.
Oh, Peanut's doing it.
Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it?
A little bit. Welcome in, kid. Welcome in, kid. All right.
Nomad, you're offside yesterday.
I love it. I love it. I love the pick. 100%. I love the pick.
Now, is he a tackle or is he a guard?
He's a left tackle. He's a pure left tackle. He's a big boy. He's like 6'7". I'll try to pull something up real quick in here and share it.
All right. So now is Braxton Jones like mad right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be.
Well, fight for your spot, buddy.
And now who's more mad, Braxton Jones and Larry Borum?
Oh, one of them either way. Borum wasn't going to make this team this year. He was getting cut either way. So Go
Math for what?
I love that pick, man. I think he's got more of a upside, more of an upside from the waist down than Braxton. Coach, you know what I mean by that. You know, you got to be a big butt stud to anchor.
He's a
You know what I
beast.
mean? I just love it, man. He's framed kind of like Braxton Jones. They look physically similar, but if you look at him, the projection is from the waist down and what he can put on as far as 10, 15 pounds of muscle. And I just see his upside being more than Braxton Jones's is.
Can Braxton play left guard?
Yeah, I think he's a little long for that.
Yeah, you know.
I'm gonna let Coach you speak to that, man.
No, not necessarily that, but it goes back to a take I've been having for a while about, you know, Ryan and Ian and Simo, their belief in themselves and their ability to spot O linemen later on. They riding with that, man. I think that's going to be a staple of this team. You know, unless there's a guy like a Darnell Wright where it's time of need, position of need, and the timing just right. Otherwise, they're gonna do a lot of this right here. They're gonna find a guy that was Yale, Utah State.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I want to look at his film and see if he can go inside.
So there's not a lot of film on Kieran from this year. He only played 4 games because he was injured. I'm trying to pull something up here right now for you guys.
And why he's pulling it up, though, I say that because if Braxton stays at left tackle, then you move this kid in and he can replace Tevin, who's got a contract year coming up. He can't stay healthy.
All right, so I just pulled some up there if you see it, Nomad.
What is it?
It's a little profile on Kieran that I did.
I'm looking for it. Damn it, I don't have my mouse with me. Hold on.
I'm trying to see if your boy I am bearing down did
Pull it
one
up.
too.
Yeah, if you see it and you can pull it up for me. Oh, I see it. Never mind. Here we go.
Yeah, so there's no complete Raz on him because he wasn't completely healthy, but he's got, look at those arms, 36-inch arms. He only allowed a pressure every 42 plays, which is elite. And you look at his last 2 seasons, his run blocking, his pass blocking, he's a complete package when it comes to it. 6'5", 323 pounds. He's a big boy. He only played 4 games this season, though.
I am bearing down. Got a film profile on him too. He got
like
a video. He got a video on him.
He said, I remember Poe saying at the presser about they spoke to him about offensive tackle, left tackle. What do you think about left tackle? Are you going to bring in somebody in free agency? Are you going to draft a guy? And he said, you know, we may bring in some competition. This is it. And they actually did sign a free agent.
Nomad.
Yo,
are you happy now?
What happened?
That
What
you
do
got
you
a
mean?
left
What
tackle?
happened?
You got your offensive lineman.
I mean, I'm happy that they got an offensive tackle. I wanted to hire in ones, but I'm happy with what we got, man. You know,
Hey, I got film when you done, Adam.
Listen, you guys are good to leave this. Like at the bottom there is from Draft Buzz. You see his grades on pass blocking and run blocking, 94 and 80. The only knock on him is just like Braxton, lower level competition. How well is that going to translate to the NFL? And that hopefully that's what they've done their due diligence on. Because I had Kieran graded higher than most of these guys did. I had Kieran that he should fall somewhere in the 50s to 60s, according to what I thought. So I'm very happy with this. I thought we might have to trade up to get him. So
I'm extremely happy. And when I didn't know about him until he showed up on the 30 visit, I had no idea who he was.
Senior Bowl is where I first saw him, and he was a beast in the Senior Bowl. He absolutely dominated at the Senior Bowl.
So is he a developing guy, or could he start?
He could start day one, 100%. It's just how well did that lower level competition translate to the NFL? It's just like Braxton, someone that you took that, hey, he looks awesome at his lower level of play. He dominated. I mean, look at his grades, 89.5 this last year, only 128 pass block because it was only 4 games. Pass blocking the year before, 88.3. I mean, he dominated at Yale, but how well does that translate to harder competition with these Big 12, Big 10, Pac-12, SEC style guys? And Braxton did a good job. So Simo seems to be working well with these. Chris Morgan seems to be working well with these offensive linemen. I think he absolutely will compete with Braxton day one to be the starter. I don't think he'll start the season. You got the things you have to learn as a rookie coming in, but could he compete with him and come in some point and earn a niche? Absolutely. He's definitely a solid swing tackle for us for sure.
So
yes, he has. So someone asked, does he have an anchor? He has an anchor. Yep, he's good.
Yes, and you know what? I think you said the key word, and Coach, you as well, man. One thing they've hung their hats on since this crew is coming into the organization, is they find people that will compete, that really will compete, and that's what they're looking for: competition at every level, every position. He wouldn't have got drafted if he ain't a hell of a competitor. So step up in competition, the levels of competition, they feel like they've got a guy that will step up and meet that level of competition. They hang their hats on that.
This is someone I was pulling for. Barrelissimo said there he has a big lower half. He has an anchor. He is a solid. I mean, he's a big boy. When you see the film on him. So who said they had film and they wanted to pull it up?
It's in the backstage. I'm waiting on them to pull it up
because he's fun to watch. He's a competitor. I like him a lot. I really like this pick. I was pulling for him.
Cool.
It'd be some nice. That'd be some. I liked him when I started looking at him. You're right. It was hard to find some good tape on him, but I like what I saw. I did like what I saw. I like the measurables more than I like anything, and the fact that he's got this bottom half is just right, and you know he can pack on some pounds on there when he starts to really. You know what happens when you start. Your body starts to mature, and that weight is on for good. You know what I mean? Those first couple of years you're in the league, that weight comes and goes. But after a few years, man, that weight stays.
Here, let me put up. Coach T's got some footage here. Let me put up Coach T's.
36 and an 1/8 inch arms is just crazy long too. I mean,
left tackle. Oh, is that right tackle? No, he's left tackle here. Nice.
God damn. He looked like a beast out there, like Big Mike.
Good stuff, Coach. Appreciate this.
No, that ain't me. Shout out to I am bearing down my partner.
Putting you in the end zone.
Good footwork, nice leverage.
He dropped that ass on him that time, didn't
he? Yeah. So feet, hip, hands, man.
Brick wall.
Feet, hip, hands. Feet, hips, hands.
Rob, he got a little nasty to him.
Good pick. Good
it's
pick.
All 22. Love to see it.
He can move too.
I like how he was patient with his hands right there. He waited to fire them babies.
Dance with me. Dance with me.
He got that dude. Yeah, that dude locked up.
Oh, where you going? Jesus. He's a
watch how patient his hand. Bam. He waited. And
locked his foot too. He can move for a big boy.
Patience. Wow. Got him.
Yeah, definitely got better trunk than your boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does.
I bet you that's why they.
What's the height and weight on him, Adam?
He's 6'5", 325-ish. I don't have it off the top of my head, but he's around 6'5", 325. But he's got long arms. You constantly see his arms use this leverage, getting into guys. They can't get past his arms.
How much does Braxton weigh?
Yeah, he can scratch his knees standing up.
Same, man. About the same.
Okay.
Oh yeah, baby.
Braxton
bury that man.
I think Braxton came into the league at 6'5" and like 310, but I think Braxton's put on about 15 pounds. I think they're about the same size now.
That's good. That's good, man. It's good competition, and
they got
out there. Make those guys compete. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think Braxton's arms are short either, but I don't think they're over 36 inches. 36 is ridiculously long for arms. I know you're talking about quarter, fourth, half an inch, but it does matter.
Braxton's got some huge ass hands, though.
Yeah, he does.
All right, no, man. Now I'm going to sound like you.
And I'm not down on Braxton.
I would have no problems if they traded up and got a defensive edge right now, an edge rusher right now. I'd have no problems.
Come out of 122.
Yeah, come out of 122. Throw them a second rounder for next year. That's fine. I'm with it.
I'm happy now. They got this tackle, man. I've been. That's what I wanted, man. I just want to see competition.
Just think about the difference of if this Kieran coming in at 325, Braxton came in at 310. Braxton developed, another 15 pounds of muscle. What's this kid going to develop into once he gets his baby fat off?
Shout out to bearing down, man. Appreciate you, man, for the footage.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Is he here right now?
Nah, he's not. But shout out to him. We're gonna be doing some work together. That's my source for like these quick player film. He did a great thing, man. Hope he does it again next year. He did like a whole Google Drive where he created a template for us to do draft profiles with players and linked in his film to the template. So all you got to do is add the pros, cons for each player, right? For each player. So it was really good. It was a really good tool he created.
I need to hook up with that.
Come hang out with your boy. I got that film in that fire.
We need a bit of that, man.
That's lame.
Barlissimo, I think, wants to come. Am I right, Barlissimo? You want to come tomorrow and pull some film too? I don't know who he pulling film on, but he said he wanted to come and pull some film too. Probably be this dude, I didn't get to watch this much film, man, but I do like the little bit that I saw, and I'm seeing it's consistent, man. Very consistent.
I wonder why Adisa Isaac's not going off the board here. Or did he in the time that I've been?
I think he went.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I think it's a matter for this dude. I like him. A matter of him getting in the camp, building up his confidence, getting him some varsity reps. You know what I'm saying? So he can verify to himself that he belongs, because that's going to be a little bit of the thing, right? But I'm not going to put nothing past him, because shoot, these dudes, I didn't think they would.
TJ Usamandaya.
Jose from Puerto Rico.
I didn't think they would give Braxton the real shot.
Wepa.
I don't have any problem with this pick trading up at this point into the end of the third round. You said 122 and it wouldn't take a second rounder. An overpay would be a fourth rounder for next year. So if we gave 122 and next year we should have two if Justin Fields starts 51% of those games. Either way, we should get a second, third rounder from Ian Cunningham getting hired away. He basically gave his farewell press conference. So if we want to package 122 with a future fourth to come up to one of these guys, I mean, Jalen Hunt is still on the board. Adisa Isaac, Brandon Dorless, there's still some solid. Austin Booker. I mean, if one of those guys is sitting there at 99 and we want to trade into the top of the end of the third round, I'm not opposed to that at all.
One of my favorite receivers just went off the board, man. Jermaine Burton from Alabama went to Cincinnati. I think he's probably the most slept-on receiver in the draft. I think Jermaine Burton's a stud. And if they end up letting T. Higgins go, they will not take a step back with him.
He gets out of his stance quick.
Man, we've taken three guys that I wanted. This is like the dream draft so far. Like this is
pretty
close. This is not normal for Bears fans. I'm not used to this.
Your brother's saying
you can take us down,
Isaac's
bro.
still on the board, man.
Yeah, I just looked. Isaac is still there. Booker's still there. Brandon Dorless is still there. Jalen Hunt is still. There's a lot of good edges still left. If we get to the end of the third here and we want to trade up, it really wouldn't take much more than our 122 and a future fourth. What is that an overpay? Let me look.
Well, listen, guys, man, it's been a great one. I'm finna shut it down.
You know what? I think it's time for everybody. I think it's time for us to wrap this thing up. Don't you guys think? Or you guys want to hang around a little bit longer after they bounce?
No, I probably ought to go too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, fellas. If you guys, we will be on tomorrow. If you guys want to jump in, man, always remember, man, we got a revolving door over here, man. Once you family over here, you're always family. I would love to see you guys come back for a few, just to talk about the whoever we pick at tomorrow. If we move up, we stay where we are. Love to see you guys tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart, man.
For sure. Thank you, Nomad. Great connecting with you, Adam. I already had Adam slated to come on the show, so I think we're gonna do June sometime. I'm booked out for. So,
we gotta keep connecting like this. We gotta keep doing this type shit, man.
Yeah.
Got to keep doing it, man. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna hang out here for a minute, wrap it up, man. But man, I can't say enough to you guys about how much I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. See y'all
Thank you,
next
guys.
time.
Thanks for having us on.
Hopefully we'll holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Hopefully we'll holler at you tomorrow.
All right.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me on. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. Great picks by the Bears so far. What a great draft. I'm elated. Couldn't be any happier with what we've done so far. So bear down, everyone.
Appreciate you, Adam, so much, man.
Thanks, Adam.
Catch up.
Appreciate it, brother.
That was Adam Mason and Coach T, man. Did you guys appreciate that hella all-star panel, man? For the last 3 hours, man, we had a great time up in here, man. But let's get what's going on, bro?
Don't forget about Doc.
Doc, we had a hell of an all-star panel. He was part of it. Doc from Second City Gridiron. So also anybody that please subscribe to Second City Gridiron. That's where the Doc is from, man. We would appreciate you doing that too. Forgot to ask him to put his link in there, man, but we'll get to that next time. I'm sure we're gonna have Doc on many times. First time there's an injury, that's the first person we go to. So
bingo.
Yeah, man, how about that, man? We got some offensive line depth, got some competition. We sat here for 3 hours waiting on it, man, but it was worth it for me. How about you guys?
Bro,
I had a great time.
Absolutely.
There's a doodle. Happy. We got what we needed. We got some protection for the quarterback. We got a quarterback. We got a wide receiver. All we're missing now is two potential things. Maybe a developmental center, maybe. We'll see if that's what we get later on down the road. Or maybe a little bit of pressure, a little bit of edge rushing action. That's what I'm hoping for. One more pick to go. We're almost there. I'm hyped. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Trips, super happy to have you back on. It was great seeing your face. Great chopping it up with you, Adam, the Doc, good old Coach T. It's been an awesome night, man. It's been an awesome couple of days, and we still got one more day to go with this whole draft deal. So, grown man Christmas, let's do it. Bear down.
I like this, Richard. The United Podcast of Bearden. Get it.
Get it.
That is good.
I love that, man. I just sent the bishop, man. He's gonna be pissed off at me because he wanted to get in on the conversation, but it's just so many people on there, and I just was like, all right, man. When we get rid of a couple guests, when a couple guests leave, I'm gonna get them in there. But man, we just got carried away. And I apologize.
Look,
if you wanted
I have to apologize to the bishop too, because I was gonna jump, and then I saw the smiling face in the background, and I was like, oh man. We were going to do a little switcheroo, me and the bishop, but then I saw Triple H, Triple R. I was like, you know what? I gotta hang out with my boy. We haven't been in the kitchen in a minute, so today no sardines, but next time. There's always next time.
Hey, Eric Mason, appreciate you, brother, for coming, man. Hey, thank you. You guys were very hella informative, man, the whole night. Just, keeping us abreast of what's going on, man. I really appreciate it, and I know they do too. All the information you guys are bringing, Barrelissimo, Levante, everybody that brought information to the channel, it absolutely helped us. And so everybody's in all these different time zones, and their reception is in different spaces, man. So all of you guys brought something to the show tonight, man. Appreciate every last one of you for it. But how about this, man? You guys want to get ready to wrap this thing up and give some shout outs before we go?
I do. I want to give big shout outs to She Plank and the Plankster himself. It was awesome hanging out with She Plank yesterday, Plankster. I hope you guys had a good time at Soldier Field, watching the draft go down. To all the other No Maniacs who came and kicked it with us, AC Adam, Cornelius Squalls, my guy. Yeah, Zach was in the building today. Dick Long, Levante Rogers was hanging out with us. Jose Sanchez from Puerto Rico.
Oh,
you're slipping, man. You're slipping, bro. See, you're slipping. James Horner, Eric Mason with us, Adams Mason's brother. Thanks for kicking it. Chris Cook. Man, so many heads. Andre Biseglia. I probably butchered that, but it is what it is. Dale Gibson, Joey Smagge. Wow, we got some names today. Ralph V, M-Man, Illinois Jones. It's okay, Illinois Jones. You don't have to apologize. It's okay. Starkey Love, my guy. Holy smokes! Jay Grizz was in the building today. Louis Claudio, Dante Purified, Jigsaw. Man, we had a full packed house all the way through. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys did too. One more day, one more pick. Bear down, y'all.
One of the funnest shows we ever did, man. Go ahead, Trip.
Hey, good looking, everybody. All the Nomaniacs, good to be back with you. All the new Nomaniacs that don't know me, what up? It's nice. All the previous guests, Kez, always good to be with the Canuck. Brian sitting back chilling like the old school he does. And, Nomad put the network together, and just good looking out for everybody. Poles is doing this thing. And we got a new era as far as Bears football. So let's rock with that shit.
Go ahead,
New Bear.
Well, I want to thank all the Nomaniacs, the original ones, the new ones, almost a 4-hour show. And you stayed from start to finish. Bless your hearts. Trip, it's good to make eye contact with you. With the all-star panel that we had, number one, please hit the like and subscribe button. And two, I was afraid to talk because I didn't want to lower anybody's IQ. It was, I had the best seat in the house. And I don't see how anybody, you look at the three players that we picked, and how the hell could you be upset with any one of the three? The players and the positions that got filled. So the powers of polls is damn sure compelling me.
Hey, man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you guys, man. Everybody that was involved in this show tonight, every guest that we had tonight, whether it was Mason, Adam Mason, Coach T, you, Trip, everybody that was involved in this tonight and helped make this thing a beautiful experience for everybody on day 2 of the draft, man. I can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully, Trip, you come back and kick it with us tomorrow and finish out this draft, man. Anytime you want to, man, you come on over here and kick it. Man, we're going to help you get your thing going like we said we would do for each other. I promise you that, and I'm going to stand by it. And anything you need from us, man, that's just the way we are over here, man. And you guys, one more time, man, this was a blast of a show. I absolutely had a good time doing it. It was just the whole time. I was never bored. I don't think people in the chat were bored, man. We sat here and waited 4 hours for a draft pick, and we got what a lot of people wanted. I'm sure a lot of people wanted the edge rusher, probably wanted another receiver or something like that. Who knows, man? But some people out there might have wanted a center. But I think we got what we needed. And I think that was depth on the left side, which has been a glaring hole for me. It's been something I've been going on and on about to the point where kids probably hates me by now, but I'm glad they
That's not why I hate you, bro.
Not any more than it did before.
Plenty of other reasons.
Touche.
Messy play.
It was fun, man. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time the draft is on. I think it's somewhere around 11 Central, something like that. But we're gonna make plans to be on tomorrow and cover the draft tomorrow. And if we need to, Sunday, gonna have some more guests coming, and we're gonna have some guests that have been here before. Have them come back. Hopefully, Trip will come kick it with us for the rest of the weekend, and we'll get it popping up in here, man. But man, what a good night! Enjoyed it. But before we get out of here, I got to leave you guys with these famous words: love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.
Peace, y'all. Love you.